Yeah. Okay. Let's run through this. Cool, so you can also guys know, so through Nemesis. And Lauderdale, that has name as well, so you can contact before Nemesis. Oh, yeah, that's right. Just to make it a bit easier for me, I'll just highlight this. Just so I can get down. I'll be clear. Do it for 6 days. Just makes it a bit easier.
He's pretty busy, but yeah.
Yeah. He said that was their, that's their strength.
Yeah, I heard.
He's a real good player.
Which one is the really good one?
I'm trying to fuck my out of 2 shred guys up.
That we're trying to talk about. Freshman is. So I think yeah. Yes.
I've got 3 that this one there goes.
Are you comfortable full-time cap? Fulson, yep. Yep. McInnes. Yeah, McInnes. You've got McInnes,
McGuinness and McInnes.
Oh, have you told me any bets?
No, we bailed the umpire for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, my mum and dad know.
At least they did, they watch it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to do the play-by-play. I'll
Yep,
just
I'll do play-by-play, and I might ask you. Hey, Dave, how are you?
I was bringing them up, mate, when you texted.
No, no stress, no, all good.
I thought
Appreciate it.
I'd get it done, so I just sent it straight through, but you got it.
Magic.
Jack. I bet for Bev. I like him, he's such a good guy. I told him to apply for this, and he said, I said to him, you know, I'm fine 1 week, I'll hit you up. And
Yeah, he's done a couple of games before, a few years ago.
I've been trying to get him to do some stuff with the cricket.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to get commentary with it. It's just so hard. Rob Boston and everything. What time are you on?
Right.
Thank you. Maybe if you want to go like great day for footy or something, I'd say big crowd coming in, probably more on great day for other areas. Yeah. Got any big recruits out there going up and down? Same Duncan's gone, he was quite good. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But if I say something, we can start it's like very pretty nervous, like in the morning. Something to say. Like
Hello and welcome to KG5 for the first time in season 2023. The Glenorchy Magpies playing host to the Lauderdale Bombers here at the Glenorchy Nest. It's been a long off-season for this proud football club, but it's all a good crowd building in. Fantastic to be with you all on the TSL live stream. We are broadcasting today from the lands of the Mildina people. We acknowledge and pay respects to traditional owners of country across Australia and pay our respect to them, their culture and elders past and present. My name is Anthony Osborne, really excited to be bringing you this afternoon's action from KG5. To my left in the commentary box is Bo Downham on his commentary debut. Welcome aboard, Bo. Fantastic to have you with us.
Thanks for having me, Anthony. It's a great day for Glenorchy Football Club.
It certainly is. It's been, as you said before, off camera, it's been a long off-season for the club. A lot of troubles and a lot of media speculation about whether they'd even be here today. So to see them out now warming up with a good crowd building in, it's a proud day for the club, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, a really good crowd in. Some people probably didn't think that they'd make it, but it's such a really good job by everyone at the club. Josh Arnold, new coach. We've got the captain, the new captain.
Matty Joseph, yeah.
Joseph, he's making his captaincy standalone debut, I believe, so really good day for the club.
Certainly is, and yeah, as you said, guys like Josh Arnold have really rolled the sleeves up and have stuck fat with their club. We heard Josh during the week talk about how much the club means to him, and I'm sure it'll be a big day for him as well. And I guess it's an opportunity for a lot of young players to step up against a Lauderdale team that we know is full of seasoned talent, but Lauderdale, they'll be hurting after losing to Clarence last week as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think Glenorchy have nothing to lose today, I think. They're probably thinking, look, if we can just make a big score or something like that, they'll be really confident. Like you said, they won't be happy to the week just gone, so they're going to be out firing.
Absolutely, and yeah, a lot of experienced players there. As you just hear the cries and cheers from the Glenorchy club room. It's a good atmosphere here today, and as you said, they're just really excited to see their team out here as Matty Joseph gets the first win of the day for Glenorchy. They'll be kicking to the right-hand side of the screen to kick things off, but I think we heard Alan Christensen talk during the week at the press conference, Bo, that he was quite disappointed that they'd trained a certain game style throughout the pre-season, and that game style was quite exciting, quite attacking, and they just weren't able to make that happen last week against Clarence on a big ground like KG5 today. I guess that's something they'll be looking to do. Yeah,
definitely. I think disappointed last week. He said that wasn't the game they wanted to play, so I think we'll see this week a new game style. And equally with Glenorchy, Josh Arnold said at the press conference Thursday, his team wants to be based on fitness and running, so hopefully we'll see a Glenorchy game like that today. Yeah, and the big wide expanses of KG5 should hopefully play well for that game style as well. It's a big day for these two clubs. Lauderdale looking to kick things off with a win for season 2023, and Glenorchy after the bye last weekend looking to do the same. We've got another two big games starting at 2 o'clock across the state on the TSL live streams, all available on the AFL Taz YouTube channel. Yeah, the game at the Twin Ovals between Kingborough and North Lonnie could be anything, and then we've got Launceston also hosting North Hobart up at Windsor Park as well. So we just wait for the players to all get into position to kick things off here at KG5. I might put you on the spot, Bo. Who's a player from Lauderdale that you're looking forward to seeing in the flesh today? Well, I think Sam Siggins, obviously the Alistair Minch medal last year. I think he's going to have a big game today. Mid-forward role, so I think he'll be big. And maybe one from Glenorchy as well. I'm looking forward to see Jack Males. I think had a decent year last year. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Absolutely, there's a lot of star power out there for Lauderdale, but it's a matter of bringing them all together. You can see Bryce Walsh, number 23, back in the team. He was off for round 1 due to suspension, but he's back in the team, former captain. He's out there in the middle, and it looks like he's up against Luke Nicholson early on. And Nicholson and Simpson, of course, back full-time with Glenorchy after a stint with the Tassie Devils as well. Yeah, they played really well. I think it's going to be a midfield battle. McInnes is a young ruckman, so he's going to have a lot to do today. So the umpire raises the ball off to get things underway here at KG5. The season is now underway for the Glenorchy Football Club. In the middle, Sam Siggins immediately gets his hands on the football, gets it off to Phil Bellchambers. Skidding little ball out wide, finds his wingman, but Bellchambers comes back in, gets a second touch, and a nice kick there finds Nat Franklin. A couple of old heads combining now for Lauderdale. Franklin goes back into Sutton. There's a very familiar Lauderdale name to Sutton. Dinky kick inside 50 finds Alan Christensen. Positive start there for Lauderdale as Christensen quickly moves the ball on inside 50. Siggins can't quite reel the mark in. Opportunity now for the Magpies to repel through Joseph. Bouncing ball goes over the top only as far as Josh McInnes, who handballs it to himself.
Tied up against the line, going to keep the ball in play. He does. Good tackle pressure coming in there from Glenorchy, and the umpire will take it once again. But that was some nice quick ball movement there from the Bombers.
I think that's probably what he was alluding to at the press conference, Alan Christensen, last week.
It was nice to see as well. You saw Christensen straight away just look to move the ball on quickly, and you saw Siggins' work rate to get himself inside 50. As Walsh tumbles the ball inside the attacking area now for Lauderdale. Plenty of bodies around this. Nice tackle laid. Handball on. A couple of cries for holding the football. Another cry, and the umpire's going to reward that one. Good tackle pressure. That was really good work. I think that was number 8, Callum Thompson, heavily involved. He had a really good season last year too, didn't he, Bo?
Yeah, definitely. I think these young guys have got a lot to prove.
Long kick down the line from Thompson. Pack forms. Numbers at ground level favour the Magpies. Dilger got the handball off. Kick down the line. Just a little too hot there for the Glenorchy player in Muir. Lauderdale defenders now coming in. Good tackle pressure there from Muir. You can hear the roars from the Glenorchy crowd. They're enjoying this intensity nice and early. Meredith inside 50. Bouncing ball tied up against the line. Umpire's going to let this just roll on. Tell the players to sort it out themselves, and eventually will come in to intervene. So some nice defensive efforts there to lock the ball inside 50, and now Glenorchy have a stoppage close to goal.
Yeah, nice springboard there from the Glenorchy defence.
Umpire throws the ball up. Tap one down by Hayden Smith, and we'll have a rinse and repeat with a throw in this time. So I think it was young Luke Matcham who was involved in that to lock that ball in. Josh Arnold will be pleased with the endeavour early on. 2 minutes gone in this opening term. Neither side able to hit the scoreboard just yet. Overcast conditions at KG5, but rain staying away for the moment as the ball's thrown in. Hayden Smith wins the tap down. Tackle laid by Phil Bellchambers, and we'll have another stoppage. I feel like this would also probably benefit Glenorchy, Bo. Just a couple of repeat stoppages working their way into the game after such a big build-up. Bellchambers, Walsh. Taken front on there, Bryce Walsh. Umpire says play on. Eventually he'll come in and take the ball himself.
Yeah, if they keep doing this, locking it in, it definitely brings a lot of chances for the small forwards.
Yeah, those repeat stoppages, you just can't afford to get the ball taken away at will out of your inside 50. Walsh, who's had plenty of the football early, links up. So too is this man, Phil Bellchambers. Eventually gets the handball over the top. Couple of Lauderdale players can raffle it between themselves. Sam Siggins with a clever little party trick. Lauderdale moving the ball up the wing via hands. Christensen back to Siggins, who's stripped of the football. The umpire says he did get rid of it legally. Now there's an opportunity for the Magpies. Hurried kick goes as far as Walsh. Sutton's there to do the mopping up. He'll love the wide expanses of KG5 today, Reece Sutton. Bryce Walsh taking in a really strong tackle. Great intensity being shown from the two sides, and we'll have another stoppage.
Yeah, really well done there by Lauderdale and Glenorchy. They're both showing a lot of ferocity.
Ball's one down. Sutton on the outside. Goes via hand once again. Kick towards half forward. Blake Waite almost took the mark. The umpire said a push out instead. So a free kick going the way of Blake Waite. Had a breakout season in 2022. First year at the TSL level and didn't look out of place at all. Takes off a risky kick, but it's going to pay off well. Finds Josh Arnold. Nice positive ball movement there from the Magpies. Some run coming off the back there.
Really well done.
Driving ball from Simpson towards half forward. Mopping it up at ground level. A chance here through Thompson. Thompson goes inside 50. There's a player there in Matcham. Can he get the ball off the ground? He can't quite. Great defensive effort from Lauderdale, and it goes through for a minor score. That was really positive, swift ball movement from the Magpies.
That was great ball movement. Just through the middle, no care, just quick and get in there.
Just didn't quite work out at the last step, but that was really positive stuff. And it all started with that kick at half back from Waite. So we just look with Lauderdale ball in hand at half back. Interesting that Alan Christensen's all by himself inside 50 at the moment for Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on how Glenorchy structure up defensively. The Bombers elect to chip the ball back to Stanley. Stanley to Walsh. A couple of veterans combining. Walsh has a few players on short. Eventually goes to Bellchambers. Now back to Walsh. Loopy handball finds Christensen. Back to Bellchambers. Bellchambers looking there for his teammate. Great defensive pressure once again from the Glenorchy Magpies and going to be rewarded. That was excellent stuff. I think that might have been Richie Dilger. Now Josh Arnold's going to go back to the coach. He started well.
Big minute for Josh.
Arnold out wide looking for Waite. almost taking the grab Blake Waite, but keeping his feet until the last moment. Reinforcements come in there via Isaac Manson. Still scrapping away. Umpire's called for a high free kick, and it's going to go the way of Bryce Walsh.
They've got someone on Christensen now, so they're looking a bit better defensively.
Yeah, absolutely, Bo. No, good observation as Walsh switches the football out. Nice ball. Finds Nat Franklin. Franklin to Bellchambers. Said pre-game we're probably going to call Bellchambers and Walsh quite a bit, and they've brought their own share into KG5 early on. Bellchambers, a piercing ball inside 50. Out in front of his intended target. Unable to take it cleanly was Broomhall, but he does well in the second effort, but he just ran out of tarmac, over and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, really well done here by Lauderdale. Just keep pressing up, trying to get some outnumbers in the forward 50 to kind of spread Glenorchy.
The Magpies certainly been up to the task early on. Lauderdale certainly looking dangerous going inside 50 as well. A couple of volleyball taps on. Ball bounced the wrong way. Arnold got the footy out to Richie Dilger. Umpire spotted a free kick, going to go the way of Glenorchy. So the Magpies certainly putting themselves in good positions early on. He had Whitford on short. Oops, against that. Goes short towards the outer side. That finds Luke Nicholson, one of those two Devils players from last year who are back full time. It's like shelling peas there for Josh McGuinness. He goes back inboard. Finds Josh Williams. Williams stops and props, goes out wide to Sutton, who just reels it in before it reached over the boundary line. Sutton's going to work up and down that wing all afternoon. He goes to Walsh. Slow, methodical build-up, and now Walsh pulls the trigger. Goes inside 50, looking for Siggins. Almost takes the grab. He does. He does take the mark. A couple of hands were close to that football, but the umpires awarded the mark to Siggins, and I guess that's a benefit of having those tall targets inside 50.
Yeah, definitely. I think Glenorchy tried their best to try and kill that ball, but I think Siggins he's going to bring his own share in today.
He's just such a hard player to match up against, Siggins. If he's not in the middle with his football and rucking, he's inside 50 creating that target. He's got an opportunity now to kick Lauderdale's first score of the afternoon. His methodical approach as he comes in for goal. Sam Siggins' kick is on the way. Immediately didn't like it. That's through for a minor score. So one behind apiece after 8 minutes here at KJ5, and good contest all in all so far. See how Glenorchy can bring this ball up. Short ball there finds Harrison Gillett. He goes short to Manson. He's played a bit of TSL footy now, Isaac Manson. And it looks like that's going to be a 50-metre penalty, so a bit of ill discipline there. Alan Christensen would not be happy with that. Isaac Manson. Hard to spot Isaac Manson without the flowing locks this year, Bo.
Yes.
I see a few different looks coming into the start of a new season. Manson takes a bit of room. Scrubby kick, gets to half forward. Dancing his way through and getting the handball off, but only as far as his opponent there, Luke Patton. Patton's a high up and under kick towards the wing.
Great outnumbering there by Lauderdale just around the contest. Glenorchy had nowhere to go to.
Francis did well, tries to take a dangerous kick into the middle of the ground. It's not going to quite work out for them. Really clever stuff there from Nathan Blofield, the vice-captain. Handball over the top. The numbers here should work out for Glenorchy. Dilger goes out wide to Waite. Waite does just that, but blazes away, and McGuinness, all on his own, takes the mark in defensive 50. He'll go further back, finds Tane Suki. He goes in and finds Luke Patton. You can hear the Glenorchy fans riding every single kick at the moment, Bo.
Yeah, that's a sloppy kick there by Lauderdale.
I think the Magpies fans would enjoy that one as Thompson kicks towards 50. Good contest being shown here from the Magpies. Hurried kick up and under. Mark's taken, not 15, says the umpire. Great tackle there from Isaac Manson. Great pressure here from the Magpies. The ball just bouncing around inside 50. Another great tackle. The Glenorchy fans love it, and they're going to be rewarded. Liam Roach with the tackle. That's fantastic pressure being applied by the Maggies. And Josh Arnold, he'd be delighted.
Tyler Martin is getting a little bit ginger there in that contest. Great pressure by Glenorchy.
Certainly has been, and now Liam Roach deserved that free kick. He was defending maniacally, and he's attacking 50.
I reckon he's got the distance from here, but Magpies probably need to get someone on the line.
It's a good shout. There's no Glenorchy player on the line. We'll see how Roach goes. Kick is on the way. Right over the goal umpire's hat, and the Magpies are on the board. They draw first blood. 1-1-7. Lauderdale one behind, and the Glenorchy fans who are in the houseboat down them, that's exactly the start they would have wanted.
Absolutely, and goals like that prove what you've been training all off-season to bring that ball to ground, to get that mark. They're going to be really confident here, Glenorchy, and I think it's going to be a really good contest.
I think the other thing that they'd really enjoy, the Glenorchy fans, is Glenorchy haven't just had things their own way. They've had to absorb a good 6-7 minutes of Lauderdale relentless pressure going inside 50. They've been able to withstand that. They go to the other end and kick a goal. That's great reward for effort.
That's stuck fat there, Glenorchy. Really well done.
So back in the middle of the ground, McGuinness wins the tap down. Going through, Hayden Smith, Nat Franklin. Franklin with an interesting handball over the top, looking for Smith, doesn't work out. Glenorchy barrel the ball inside 50, it beats McGuinness. Clever little tap on, really good stuff there from the Glenorchy forward, but Lauderdale should have the numbers to mop this up. McGuinness doing what Josh McGuinness does, kicking out a defensive 50, but it just evades Reece Sutton. Over and out for a throw-in.
Great supporter base here for Glenorchy, and equally Lauderdale. I've seen a lot of red and black around here, and it's just great to have footy back at the nest.
The ground's certainly looking a picture. You've spent a fair bit of your summer here, Bo, with the Glenorchy Cricket Club as well.
Groundsman always does a good job here, Anthony.
Ball's thrown in. Smith wins it down. The repeat stoppage. I think the boundary umpires and the field umpires are going to have their work cut out for them today if this first 10 minutes is anything to go by. Plenty of stoppages. The ruckman able to get an advantage there. Franklin. Handballs over the top to Sutton. Sutton dances around one. Again, great defensive pressure. The smother's been applied. One will roll over and out. Another stoppage.
So a local celebrity umpiring here today, Jacob Bevis.
We do have Bev umpiring this game today, absolutely, Bo. Here the applause for the umpires when they came out from the Glenorchy faithful was well received too.
Old Bev, I reckon. He's a celebrity.
Have to see if the Glenorchy fans are as happy with the umpires as the afternoon progresses, but so far, so good. The ball, foot of the stoppage, coming through there for Glenorchy. It's Matty Dilger. Umpire will take it once again.
They're commonly not happy with the umpires here, Glenorchy fans, so we'll have to wait and see.
Are we passionate sport, isn't it, Bo? Quick kick inside 50, looking for a target, running back and taking a really strong mark there was the Lauderdale defender. So they'll look to now set things up. A bit of a scrubbing kick, just puts a bit of extra pressure on the defence. Tainsuki on the last line. Dinky kick over the top. Works out okay, finds Ed Stanley. Stanley's got Josh McGuinness, takes the mark. Really short, he has Patton. Patton goes really short. He didn't take advantage of that. Short kick finds Ratcliffe. He goes back, and this is great defensive press here from Glenorchy, just keeping Lauderdale hemmed into their defensive 50. They might just get themselves out of it now. Sutton on the outer side. Takes the footy, kicks it quickly and finds Franklin. Franklin inboard, looking for Patton. Works out well. Patton wheels around, but just didn't quite get the kick he would have wanted. Don Brown lays the tackle. Christensen's involved. Eventually gets the football. Alan Christensen, a look on goal for the coach. Kick is on the way and it's through. Lauderdale hit the scoreboard. It was a patient build-up, but they got there in the end, Bo Downham, and Alan Christensen, the coach, hits the scoreboard for the first time today.
They did a really good job there, Lauderdale, just to press through. It looked like a lot of one-on-one defence there from Glenorchy all around the ground, and I think even though there was a really not great kick in the back line, I think they've done a really good job to get it out, and Glenorchy will hopefully come back here and they won't take that. I reckon they'll definitely look to be a bit more better into the defensive 50.
Yeah, that's the thing now for Glenorchy, just needing to continue to stick fat and respond, but yeah, they're just really impressive press there from Glenorchy, and that's something we do have to say that last year the results didn't go their way, but they did seem to structure up quite well with Aaron Cornelius at the helm, and that's certainly been passed on to Josh Arnold, and great to see Ace here today, also providing some coaching support for the Magpies. So they get the ball out of the centre clearance, inside 50. Probing ball now for the Magpies. Trying with a hurried kick, but unable to do so. The numbers there favour Lauderdale. Jason Gridley kick things off, but just a little scrappy across half-back here are the Bombers. Glenorchy continuing to apply the pressure. Siggins dances and weaves his way through traffic, kicks it out wide. Build up towards half forward, over the top. Numbers at the back of the pack will favour Glenorchy. Brown cuts across and finds the skipper, Matty Joseph, who immediately goes to Josh Arnold. Leaders combining. Arnold to Manson. Manson to half forward, a one-on-one. Tane Suki does really well. Just worked Daniel Muir under the ball. Took the mark, did Tane Suki. Not his best kick, though. Could come back with interest if Glenorchy worked this out well. Whitford sizzles a ball running as far as Josh McGuinness.
Ball movement there by Glenorchy, obviously didn't make that, but went through the middle quickly and it's hard to defend.
Walsh to Sutton, directly in front of us here in the broadcast position. One of the TSL's most consistent wingmen is Reece Sutton. He goes back and finds Gridley. Gridley goes back to Sutton. Again, patient build-up at half-back here for Lauderdale. Sutton sizzles the ball through the middle of the ground. That's a good kick, and the opportunities are now presenting for the Lauderdale Bombers, but not a great kick. Josh Arnold mops it up, does well with his core strength, keeps himself away from being tackled to the ground. Waite with a kick out to the outer side of the ground, looking for Bailey Jenkins. Jenkins, bit of a worm burner, a little too hot there for Dilgo, who's wrapped up in a strong tackle. The umpire will come in and take this ball at half forward for the Bombers.
Great job there by Josh Arnold to just leave his man. He had to do something there, otherwise they were out. Really well done by the coach.
So 17 minutes gone, just 2 goals on the board, 1 apiece. Another stoppage. Big job today for Matthew McInnes up against Hayden Smith and Sam Siggins, 2 really seasoned, experienced ruckmen. Lauderdale bomb the ball inside 50, looking for a tall target. Siggins has about 3 to beat, still able to get the ball to ground. Waite caught with the footy. Umpire continuing to let this roll on. The ball goes back to Christensen, who tries to draw the free kick. The umpire says nope.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who Glenorchy put in as that second ruckman. Big day for them, the Glenorchy Rucks.
Ball's thrown up once again. Siggins competing the ruck this time. Takes the ball himself. Unable to get the ball quickly to the boot. Glenorchy trying to work it through. The umpire says holding the footy. Great defensive pressure being shown there. And Matt McInnes just caught a little hot. So we're going to have another look at goal here for the Lauderdale Football Club. Opportunity for them. Great defensive pressure there from Tom Ratcliffe, who is a player who'll be really looking to start this season well.
Yeah, McInnes was just late to the ruck. He couldn't contest, and Siggins, we know what he's going to do all afternoon.
So Tom Ratcliffe, look on goal. Kicks on the way for Ratcliffe, but always looking to the near side. The umpire to do a fair bit of work there, so through for a minor score. Lauderdale, they take the lead for the first time today. 1-2-8. Glenorchy 1-1-7. Straight down the guts. Nice aggressive play here for Glenorchy. Will it work out? Tane Suki does really well. He's a much hyped figure down at Lauderdale. They love his work down back. He's had a wretched run with injury, but showing a lot of promise early on in this one as Suki quickly drives the ball inside 50, looking for the targets. Back of the pack, mark taken. Now Glenorchy have a chance with some overlap run. Kick goes out wide. Finds Jenkins. Jenkins. Short to Nicholson. Nicholson cuts back inboard, finds Joseph, who's encouraging Jenkins to run and dash. He gets his way through. One tackle, kicks in the middle of the ground, looking for his teammate there in Matty Dilga, unable to get the ball successfully. Still competing here, the Glenorchy defenders, but Ratcliffe gets the football, hands it out wide. Sawford kicks it inside 50 in the direction of Siggins. But doing really well there to cause that contest was Josh Meredith. Does well to get the ball over and out for a throw-in. So the intention from Glenorchy is really positive, isn't it, Bo? They're just probably lacking that little bit of polish at the moment.
It's hard to get through the Lauderdale defence. I think they're pressing, and it's going to be a really tough day for Glenorchy if they can't get that last inside 50 kick. But really a good fight from Glenorchy so far. Yeah,
nice endeavour and like the game style as well. Siggins wins a tap down. Hurried kick away from the stoppage. It's going to come back with interest though, but no, might not. That's a fantastic tackle. Caught holding the football, and Glenorchy take the advantage. That was a terrific tackle there from Males. Now at half back, McGuinness has the football for Lauderdale. They just blazed away in the end, Glenorchy. Probably a wasted opportunity. McGuinness back down the line. Finds his teammate, and now the Bombers have an opportunity. Back to McGuinness. They've been looking to do this quite a bit today because they've just really needed to. Glenorchy's press has been really impressive. Suki.
They have got 14 out here, so I don't know, but
Just in front of us, Steinbauer. Steinbauer goes to Stanley, doesn't quite work out. Good defensive pressure. That's a big win for Matty Joseph. He goes into the middle, and now just going to bomb the ball inside 50 there is Males. Looking for his target in Muir. Suki kept his feet when Muir didn't, but Joseph's there. Gets the football, looks for a target, tries to cut the ball back inboard. Bryce Walsh first to it, wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire says play on. Walsh wrapped up in a secondary tackle by Isaac Manson. The Glenorchy fans love the intent and the endeavour of these Pies.
great job there by Glenorchy. And a little bit of scrap here, showing a lot of fight, Glenorchy, but really well done in their forward 50 just to lock that in, and it'll bring opportunities all afternoon if they continue to do that.
Ball's thrown up at half forward. Bryce Walsh plays the tackle. There's a bit of a scrap there. Good pick up from Simon just at half back. Alan Christensen heavily involved. Don Brown as well. Plenty of feeling in this one early on.
Great pick up by our cameraman there.
Oh, he's always on the ball. Simon DeLittle as Reece Sutton works his way through the stoppage. Gets it back. Hurried kick down the line. Blake waits at the back, but in the end the mark's taken there by Brady Simpson. Had some good games at NAB League, or now Coach Talent League level last year, did Simpson. Ball out wide, just inside the field of play. There's a hand to it. And we'll have a throw in just in front of the right-hand side of the Glenorchy interchange boxes. So 22 minutes gone, 1 point the difference in favour of Lauderdale. And I reckon if you offered this to Josh Arnold pre-game, he probably would have taken it, Bo Downham.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams defending really, really well. You can see Glenorchy not letting Lauderdale get too many scores, and vice versa. Nicholson
Goes all the way back. An opportunity now via Gillett. Kicks it out wide, looking for Muir. Just overruns the football slightly. Tainsuki riding him closely. Hurried kick goes over. Just going to stay in the field of play. It won't. Taken over and out for a throw in by Roach.
They can lock it in here, Glenorchy. They're going to look really threatening at ground level.
Yeah, 23 minutes gone. Opportunity for them here. Left forward pocket. Ball's thrown in. Smith wins the tap down. Glenorchy with numbers at ground level. Hurried kick. Josh McGuinness on the last line of defence. He'll be very content to see that roll through for a minor score. So the Magpies, they draw level once again. 1-2-8 plays 1-2-8. And a great kick there, must be said. Great defensive pressure being shown by Glenorchy. That was a really fierce hit. We'll keep an eye on that. Player looks very ginger. Yeah. Both players do, it must be said.
Both of them are down there.
So Blackburn in play, gets into the middle of the ground. Opportunity now. Perkins was involved. So too Siggins. Siggins to a one-on-one between Christensen and Brown. Christensen does well. He's been held. And he'll have an opportunity with a look at goal here. Alan Christensen already has one on the board. It looks like that player down back might have got back up to his feet too, Bo, which is a positive sign.
Yeah, he's still looking really ginger in the Glenorchy 50. So does the Lauderdale player as well.
Nice little chip there from Christensen, finds Reece Sutton. He's done that quite a bit, Alan Christensen, when he's had that kick towards half forward. He's just looked for that shorter option and a better position. Good leadership being shown, and now Reece Sutton will look on the siren now to get Lauderdale in front. Reece Sutton kicks on the way. It's going to go right to the line, misses through for a minor score. So a fascinating quarter of football, Bo. We've played the full term now, and Lauderdale 1-3-9. They lead Glenorchy 1-2-8. It was an entertaining game and quite the contest.
I think if you're Josh Arnold right now, you're taking this. Obviously, you've built up to this all pre-season, and there's a lot of uncertainties, but they've done a really good job, and I think Alan Christensen will... He won't be happy, but I don't think he'd be distraught. They'll be looking to get their gameplay quicker, like we talked about at the press conference, but I think both teams defensively have been really, really good.
Certainly have. We'll go through the goal kickers. It won't take us too long because there's only one from either side, but Liam Roach has Glenorchy's opening goal of the season. Alan Christensen has one for the visitors. So we'll take a break here for quarter time. Glenorchy 1-2-8, trail Lauderdale 1-3-9 at KG5.
Should be placed in underneath the bench.
Welcome back to KG5. The second quarter about to get underway here between the Magpies and the Southern Bombers. Glenorchy 1-8, trailing Lauderdale 1-3-9. A real arm wrestle on our hands early on, and the Glenorchy faithful, they've loved what they've seen so far. Bo, I might get you to just run me through a couple of the standout players for Glenorchy early on in this game.
I think Richard Dilger, I think he's been really good on the wing. He's another experienced player for Glenorchy. I think Blake Waite, I've seen him around the ball, marching the troops, obviously vice-captain this year. He's been outstanding as a leader. I think what we're going to have to watch here is how Glenorchy defend. They're really good, but will it stand up against Lauderdale? I think, obviously, experience with Adam Christensen, so it's going to be really interesting.
I reckon that watch on how Glenorchy defend the likes of Sam Siggins and Michael Blackburn down there is going to be interesting too. So get things underway for the second quarter. TSL live stream. Siggins involved early on, tapped it onto Bryce Walsh. Siggins now at the outside of his boot. Doesn't really get much purchase on his kick, and Nicholson come through, swooping the football up. He goes out wide. Handball goes back, finds Matty Joseph. Joseph dances around one. Kick goes towards 50. Daniel Muir, that's going to do his confidence a world of good. Takes the mark, looks to play on though, kicks it. And a nice little smother laid there by Sutton. Opportunity now for Lauderdale. Now Reece Sutton, I should say, has the football. He goes over to Franklin. Franklin straight down the middle of KG5. Goes to a one-on-one. Christensen v Brown. Christensen did well, but Don Brown just kept his ground. Good opportunity now for Glenorchy across half-back. Joseph gets the ball back. Hurried kick away there from Josh Meredith. Goes out wide and finds Josh Arnold. Arnold had an impressive opening turn. The coach, his kick down the line. Josh McGuinness unable to reel it in. Over and out.
Although it didn't work for Glenorchy there, I think what's going to help him score goals here is Daniel Muir. We were just saying off there, they don't have a big forward who's going to lead up and mark. He's going to have to take that role really well and do it great.
Yeah, he's had a good one-on-one so far. His battle with Tain Suki. He's probably had the better of it so far, but that mark that Muir took is going to do his confidence the world of good. Sutton handballs it back. Finds Franklin. His kick goes in the direction of Walsh, who's unable to take the mark. Coming in and closing the gap there was Bailey Jenkins. The umpires spotted a free kick. It's a high contact free kick going the way of Bryce Walsh. Back in the side today after serving a suspension for round one. Franklin with a wobbling kick towards half forward. Mopped up. An equally wobbling kick goes back in the middle and finds Nat Franklin. Kick to kick. McGuinness kicks towards half forward. Patton finds himself in a little pocket of space. Taps the ball out in front of himself. Closing quickly there is Whitford. Clever little kick there from Patton on the left, over the top. Opens up an opportunity now for Lauderdale. Arnold got the handball out to Waite. Waite's going to find the kick back, but I think the umpire will call the ball back as a free kick.
Just on Bryce Walsh there, the Glenorchy guys are going to have to be really careful because often he's going to duck his knee to draw the high. They're going to have to really watch that, the players. Good
observation, yeah. He's done that quite a few times already, hasn't he? He's such a seasoned veteran of this competition, Bryce Walsh. He knows exactly what he's doing. That ball a little too hot there for Manson. Patton at the back of the pack. Cuts it back into Walsh. He takes it on the second grab. Walsh. Centering ball. Sutton overruns it slightly. Siggins is going to be first to it. Does well. Gets it back. Opportunity now. Ball goes over the top there via Francis to Sutton. Sutton cuts it back inboard and the mark's taken. Opportunity here for the Lauderdale Bombers. Phil Bellchambers, who's come back with a bang. He was outstanding for Lauderdale in last week's loss to Clarence, and he started this game really well as well.
Yeah, just looking at Siggins here, they've only got the one, which is, we've just mentioned that they're going to have to look out for that penalty, but really well done by Bellchambers there to get on the lead.
So Phil Bellchambers begins his approach. Kicks on the way, straight over the umpire's hat. The perfect start for Lauderdale. Nice finish there from Phil Bellchambers. He's been such an impressive player for a long period of time in the TSL. Had last year over in Victoria at North Shore. Come back to Lauderdale and just picked up where he left off. That's a nice finish. The Bombers 2-3-15. Glenorchy 1-2-8.
One of the few times we've seen Glenorchy's defence just kind of collapse in and not work as well for them. Phil Bellchambers there, really good lead out and great mark.
And it was just a bit of a persistent effort there, wasn't it, from the Lauderdale players. They just continued to work the ball in and eventually found an opportunity. here in the middle. Umpire spotted a free kick. Advantage is paid as Nat Franklin strides his way through the middle of the ground. Kicks it inside 50 and finds Alan Christensen. Mark was taken, or a push in the back free kick it might be. Free kick going the way of Alan Christensen. Again, quick ball movement there from Lauderdale, and just a couple of danger signs early in this second quarter for Glenorchy.
That's what he would have alluded to at Thursday's press conference. Go quick through the middle and hit a target out inside 50. Great mark. Not a mark, sorry, free kick.
It was almost a mark. It was almost take your pick, I reckon. So Alan Christensen directly in front, looking for his second goal, and Lauderdale's second of the quarter. Kick is on the way from Christensen. He likes it straight away. Lauderdale, they're on a bit of a roll. They get their third. 3-3-21. Plays the Magpies 1-2-8. Nice start to the term here for Lauderdale, and Christensen, he's bobbed up with 2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Glenorchy are going to combat this, because Lauderdale, when they get on the roll, they're going to be really good, but equally well done there by Alan Christensen. Just a veteran, and went back, composed, and really good kick. Obviously, the free kick doesn't help Glenorchy in that instance, so we'll have to tighten up, but well done by Christensen and the Bombers.
Yeah, nice finish. He's looking really dangerous inside 50, is Christensen. Interesting observation from him during the week as well that we might touch on at the next stoppage, Bo. A couple of reflections from his first game as coach. Belchambers over the top finds Sutton. Sutton cuts back in board. Dinky kick over the top. Sets a bit of a task, but Perkins is up to it. Back in Lauderdale colours after a period with Sorrell. He goes to half forward. Good mark taken there by Stixie Blackburn. Blackburn kicks it to a dangerous spot. Players fly, unable to take the mark. Christensen now competing at ground level. A couple of players trying to kick the ball out of thin air. Tackle Wade, and the umpire will come in and intervene. It's interesting hearing Alan say that he probably was thinking too much about coaching while he was playing last week, and that's an observation from his first game as senior coach. So he continues to work his way into that role. Decisive tap down. First to it there for Glenorchy was Simpson, but handballs it to a dangerous spot, potentially taken high. The umpire says he ducked into it. We'll have another stoppage inside attacking 50 for Lauderdale.
I think probably would have seen him kick that off to a player in a better position there, Alan Christensen, in the first quarter, but well done, just go composed.
Siggins, hurried kick, top of the goal square, kick off the ground, rolling ball, it's through. That's a fantastic finish. Really good stuff there from Lauderdale, but the umpires are going to quickly convene together, and they have elected that as a goal. So Mickey Blackburn, I think, got his foot to it. Lauderdale, they get another. They kick their third of the quarter, and they're just starting to get their mojo up and running here, Bo.
Well, they were beaten in the contest last week, Alan Christensen said, and I've watched the vision, and they definitely did. So it's great to see them come back into this contest and just get the hard ball. Really pleasing to see. Alan Christensen and his coaching staff will be happy with that.
Absolutely, and just an opportunistic finish, but again, they've just been able to create some opportunities. And now, really, the challenge has just been laid to this young Glenorchy team. How can they respond? Hurried kick goes towards half forward. Overrunning the football slightly, but now an opportunity for Glenorchy. Banged inside 50 from Matcham. A couple of players fly at ground level. An opportunity here through Matthew Dilger. Around the body, kick towards goal, and it's through. Glenorchy respond. They get their second, their first of the term. They break a bit of a run there from Lauderdale, and that's a really positive sign.
Another one of those multi-sport athletes there. Dilger played in Glenorchy's last cricket premiership, I believe, so he's obviously got a lot of experience playing for Glenorchy in the football club, so he's going to be massive today as well as his brother, so great to see.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish, an opportunistic finish. He just pounced on the loose football, got himself in a little bit of space, and not the easiest kick around the corner, but he made it look incredibly easy. So a really nice finish there. They go to 2-2-14, Lauderdale 4-3-27. Positive signs here. Opportunity now for them once again. Nicholson goes inside 50. Nice body work there from Daniel Muir. McGuinness now one-on-one against Matcham. Sees the ball over the line, and the umpires are happy that there was sufficient pressure and intent. And there'll be a throw-in right forward pocket for Glenorchy.
I think what we're seeing right now, Josh Arnold alluded to it at the press conference, a more aggressive game style. First quarter and now to here, just more aggressive, and I think that's showing.
Ball to be thrown in. Lauderdale with the numbers. Handball goes back, finds McGuinness. McInnes screws one around the corner. Players converge. Franklin gets the handball off. Attacking stuff, but Matt McInnes does well. Picks the football up, goes back to Dilger, now back to McInnes. He kicks towards half forward. Josh McGuinness underneath the football. The McGuinnesses and the McGuinnesses combining from either side. A hurried kick goes back down the line. Matt McInnes again involved. Now the numbers at ground level will benefit Lauderdale. Kick goes into the middle. Christensen potentially held by Don Brown. The umpire says play on. That's a really good matchup between those two. Kick goes over the top. Lauderdale trying to work their way through, but good pressure being applied here for the Magpies. Don Brown, industrious kick, and he's been taken after he kicked the football. It's going to be a downfield free kick in favour of the Magpies. A little bit of frustration there for Lauderdale.
That hurts. That hurts Lauderdale there.
So chance here for Glenorchy. They pump the ball inside 50. A one-on-one between Muir and Suki. Muir almost took it on the second grab. Really well defended there from Tane Suki. Great defensive pressure being shown here from Lauderdale. Hurried kick away, but the umpire had already blown the whistle. A free kick going the way of Lauderdale for holding the football.
Great tackle there.
Luke Patton, I think. He's done some nice things here, Bo. He gets the handball off to Stanley. Stanley through the middle. Ball's just pinballing everywhere at the moment. Franklin gets the overlap run through Rackett. Finn Rackett goes inside 50. Siggins is going to be first to it. Has Meredith for company, but Siggins dances his way through, finds himself a little bit of space. Sam Siggins looks for goal. He kicks the goal. Lauderdale get the response, and that is Sam Siggins at his absolute best.
Yeah, just class from him. 13 contested possessions last week and another one there. So he's going to be huge for Lauderdale. We were talking about it before. I'm not sure how they're going to combat his matchup. He's so tall and elite. Through the midfield, he can play forward. Yeah, really great to see him get on the scoreboard.
And they get that response, which is so important. Lauderdale dominated the majority of this quarter. They now move to 5-3-33. Glenorchy 2-2-14. Played 11 and a half minutes in this second quarter. As we go back to the middle. Hayden Smith. Handball goes over the top and finds Liam Roach. He dishes it off and finds Blowfield. Blowfield inside 50. Daniel Muir back of the pack. Content to see that one over the line. And that contest that you saw in the middle there, that might give us that answer for who the backup ruck's going to be. Liam Roach doing the ruck work on that occasion. And kind of interesting that Matt McInnes, who was actually, rather than being off the field, just went inside 50. So looks like those two are just going to be rotating between forward and ruck across the majority of the afternoon.
Yeah, drifted down forward there, McInnes.
Ball to be thrown in. McInnes v Smith. Smith wins a tap down, but he may have infringed potentially. The umpire, no, instead thought it was McInnes doing the infringing. So a free kick going the way of Hayden Smith. Smith dishes the handball to Stanley. Stanley to Sutton. Sutton with the follow-up run eventually gets the football. If he can reel this in, he does. Sutton cuts back in ball, but it's not a good kick. It finds Don Brown. Opportunity now for Glenorchy if they go quickly. Don Brown pierces a ball inside 50, but a little too hot there for Muir. If you're disappointed with that kick, Don Brown. Now Lauderdale have an opportunity. Patton. He finds Josh McGuinness. This could hurt on the counter punch here. McGuinness goes inboard and finds Christensen. Arnold. Two coaches going head to head. Christensen out wide. Back to Josh McGuinness. Glenorchy have done well just to slow them up a little bit here. Still dangerous spot of the ground. Nice kick from Josh McGuinness. Beautifully done. Finds Ed Stanley.
Great vision.
Just massage the ball magnificently as Stanley does similar inside 50. Arnold came in, but just a little bit late, and that's going to be a free kick going the way of Lauderdale. Just threatening to boil over a little bit here between the two teams. That target inside 50, Tom Francis. So, patient build up there from Lauderdale, but probably been let out of jail here. That kick from Sutton wasn't great to Don Brown at half back, but it's going to work out okay. It's Tom Francis directly in front of us, almost the exact spot Liam Roach kicked his goal from in the opening term. Francis kicks on the way. Always looked to the right, didn't it, Bo? Through for a minor score.
Yeah, I think that was probably always going to happen for Glenorchy there. They had the out number on the wing, and then to push forward, and the Glenorchy defence just kind of got scrambled.
So 5-4-34 plays 2-2-14. Long kick out of defence. Going up and taking the mark. That is a really good grab there from Nathan Blowfield. A good couple of seasons at TSL level now as Nathan Blowfield. Play with a couple to beat there was Matcham. Josh McGuinness to see the ball over the boundary.
Just as we see this ruck contest here, Glenorchy rucks are going to have to try and jump over the ruckman in Smith. It's going to be really hard to wrestle, and because obviously they're going to be outnumbered in height. So as we see Jacob Bevis here throw it in.
Yeah, crowd favourite Jacob Bevis. The Glenorchy fans are loving being back at the nest as Smith wins a tap down. Franklin trying to get the football. Going in really well there was Bailey Jenkins. Eventually got the handball out. That's a really good bit of work from Jenkins. Matcham stripped of the football by Bell Chambers. Coming in there was Rackett for Lauderdale. Good defensive pressure being shown there by Whitford, and it was going to be a throw. So Josh Whitford has the ball, centre of the ground. Of course, the Rodney Eade medalist a couple of years ago. Best player in the Development League. He kicks it towards half forward.
Great man, Rodney.
Kick goes inside 50.
No doubt
flirting with the boundary.
No doubt he'll be at home watching, and had the pleasure of interviewing him a few times, so a really good guy.
Rodney Eade, absolutely. Legend of Tasmanian football.
That was just a poor kick inside 50 there, just a punt really.
So that just put a little bit of pressure on the Lauderdale defence as well, but player was up to the task. Long kick out of defence. Rolls over and out. We'll have a throw in.
So was that. Then they had a few players spare, and I've just seen that kind of got a little bit of a mouth spray there. So instead of punting it down the line, they probably have to look a little bit deeper, Lauderdale. But yeah,
it's a bit of that. The team's just trying to work their way through the start of a new season as well. A tap goes down. Walsh wrapped up in the tackle. Got rid of the football. Dilger skirting around the pack, eventually lays the tackle. The umpire lets it roll on and then will intervene. So 16 and a bit gone.
It's just interesting here. We see, I believe, Smith in the ruck here, and McInnes has just drifted down forward, so it's going to be really hard to get a hit out for Glenorchy.
Yeah, Roach scrapping away on that occasion. Done well to nullify at ground level. It'll be rinse and repeat. So Lauderdale probably offer one of the more unique ruck challenges in the competition, don't they, Bo, with having Smith and Siggins right around the ground. And although Sam Siggins can certainly just play any position on the field, Hayden Smith is really mobile for a big man as well. Ball comes back in. Smith wins it down. Matty Joseph sharks the tap. Tumbled ball towards half forward. Matcham does really well. Gathers it at ground level. Matcham with a rolling ball. Tane Suki punches it, but it might be a free kick potentially. He was infringed after the fact, and that might be a downfield free kick. It will be. So Matcham, they've done well, but yeah, the temper's just threatening to boil over. Glenorchy will be hoping they don't do anything to interfere with this. Free kick is going to be taken on the top of the goal square now for Glenorchy.
I reckon they probably look a little bit more dangerous down there with McInnes. Tall forward, Muir and him are going to have a lot as we see him slot it.
Yeah, lovely kick there from Muir. Easy as you like. Glenorchy, they get their third and they deserve that goal. Matcham, who doesn't get the goal on the score sheet, did so well scrapping away for that football against a couple of Lauderdale players. Got the kick away, and just see tempers starting to simmer here from both teams. And Glenorchy, they're just not going away. 14 points the difference after 18 minutes in the second term. 3-2-20, plays Lauderdale 5-4-34.
Well, last year we would have seen Glenorchy get blown out of the water, I reckon, in this position, or probably in the third quarter. But what I really admired here is just their fight to dig in, and yeah, great stuff.
So go back into the middle of the ground. Christensen checking himself into the on-ball brigade. Nice defensive pressure there from Simpson. Really strong tackle. The umpire says it was a little too strong. Actually a dangerous tackle. So, free kick going the way of Lauderdale. Ball to be taken by Broomholm. Kicks inside 50. Siggins scraps away. He met heavily there was Nicholson. That's a bruising tackle from Alan Christensen. It's actually called high. So a couple of those moments not quite go his way, Alan Christensen. You can feel the tension in this game as Glenorchy get the ball out wide to Gillett. Gillett goes further wide to Joseph. Joseph has the ball at half back. Spearing ball in's a good one. Finds Lukey Nicholson. Nicholson urged to move the ball on quickly. Dangerous kick. Ed Stanley chops it off. Chance here now for Lauderdale. Stanley directly in front of us. Gets it off to McGuinness. It set a bit of a task for him with the handball. Broomhole over the top. Gets it off to Williams. Williams ducks back in. Gets it off to Stanley. Stanley to Williams, who's met quickly, but a nice little piece of evasive action there from Josh Williams. Finds Siggins. Siggins who wheels and goes. Kicks on the way. Push to the outer side, but taking the mark almost was Walsh.
I think probably what they're missing there, Glenorchy, is when they get to that position on the wing here, they don't have a big, tall guy to clunk that and bring it forward.
Chance here for them to now get out of defence. Nicholson through the middle of the ground. Matcham unable to take the mark. That invites Reece Sutton in at ground level, but coming through Richie Dilger. Does well, Richie Dilger. Gets it off to Joseph. Opportunity here. Muir's over the back. Fantastic work from Glenorchy. Is the ball going to sit for Muir? It does. Second goal from the goal square. Glenorchy get their fourth.
Great job there by Glenorchy. They bought numbers there with McInnes. He just helped out his teammate, and really well done there by Joseph to take that back with the fly and equally well. And thank God the kick's that for Dan Muir there, who slots his second.
Yeah, there was a little moment of nerves there, if I reckon, for Muir, and the ball didn't quite sit for him, but he did well, and that's just great slingshot play there. And we've seen a couple of times they've taken that kick into the middle. It hasn't quite worked out for them. But I reckon seeing a play like that will just show that when it does work, it can work really well, and they should be encouraged to continue to do that. And they certainly bring the heat here, Glenorchy.
Yeah, 9 points, the margin here, KG5.
So how do the two teams go about closing out this second quarter? It's been an entertaining half of football in the middle of the ground. Thompson tries to get the handball off. Reece Sutton hacks the ball inside 50, going back with the flight. Arnold unable to take the mark. Broomhall does really well at ground level. Will Broomhall kicks towards goal, but misses to left-hand side, through for a minor score. I know you mentioned it before, but that was such a clever kick from Joseph.
Yeah,
To set up that Muir goal. He's done some really nice things as a skipper.
experienced campaigner, Matty Joseph.
Speaking of, Josh Arnold brings the ball back into play. Kicks it to the outer side. Over the top, Blackburn with the fist. Over and out for a throw-in.
Not a great kick there from Glenorchy, but they've got an opportunity here on the opposite side of the broadcast wing.
Smith up against Roach. Down in the path of Christensen. It's immediately tackled by a couple of Glenorchy players. The umpire will close off that rugby scrum, take the ball back.
There's a clear height difference there between Roach and Smith, so they're probably going to have to look at another way of bringing the ball to ground. Glenorchy.
Over the top, Siggins expertly roved. Tied up against the line. Blowfield sees it over. Have a throw in. So now you're certainly seeing the Glenorchy midfielders probably trying to shark the taps of Hayden Smith. A lot of players around this football here.
Jacob Bevis again. Anthony.
Throws the ball in, does the Bev man back into play. Christensen, Arnold. Strong tackle laid by Isaac Manson. Glenorchy players want holding the ball. The umpire says insufficient time available. So we'll have another ball up inside 50. Stanley wrapped up in the tackle. It's a good tackle. The umpire agrees, holding the football.
They've got a 2-on-2 here, sorry, Anthony, in the 50 if they can go quick.
They've got to move the ball on quickly, though. As you said, Bo, there's 4 players inside 50. 2 Glenorchy forwards, 2 Lauderdale defenders. If they can move the ball on, it could create an opportunity, but they're just breaking down on the wing. They pinch the pocket here, an opportunity for Glenorchy, then to get them on the hop. Kick goes away, handball I should say, goes away of Isaac Manson. Manson drives the ball to a dangerous spot, but underneath it, Josh Williams takes the mark. Just that kick inside 50, letting them down a little bit at the moment. Williams goes short, finds Stanley. Pulsating stuff here at KG5. 11 points of difference in favour of Lauderdale. Bryce Walsh. Walsh runs himself a bit of trouble there. Handball goes over the top. They're just breaking down here, Lauderdale. Fantastic press from Glenorchy, putting them under all sorts of pressure. That's really well done there from the Glenorchy forward. They lock the ball in for another throw in.
Scrappy there from Walsh. He kind of had to kick that long down the line, but again, Glenorchy just say defending really well, so he didn't have many options.
He didn't like the options that were ahead, and in the end they do draw level with the contest. Walsh back of the pack, handball over the top. Christensen immediately set up on by Nicholson, but able to get the handball off to Walsh. Out wide, Broomhall. Down the line finds Perkins. Jeremiah Perkins kicks towards half forward. Blackburn in the leading lane, does really well, but unable to take the mark. Whitford, high up and under kick. Lauderdale players going back, but here's an opportunity now for Glenorchy. Hurried kick goes in the direction of Joseph. Joseph paddles the ball out in front of himself. Spearing ball back into the middle. Great tackle laid by Hayden Smith. The big man does well. Nervous moments for the Lauderdale defence, but they draw even. We'll have another stoppage. 25 and a half gone in the second quarter. Ball up. Kick away from goal. Smith v McInnes. Smith with a tap, I should say, over the top. Dilger comes in, tied up against the boundary line. Seen over there by Josh McGuinness, and we'll have another throw in.
What both teams are doing really well here, Anthony. It's a nice little one-on-one battle, I think. Both teams deciding to do that, not too many outnumberings, especially with that contest in Lauderdale's 50, and be interesting to see who's going to run over the top.
Ball's thrown in. Smith wins it down. Finding a little bit of room and moving quickly. Just got the kick away in time. Muir, what can he do? Tied up in the goal square. He's kicked another one. Muir has 3 from the goal square. Glenorchy get another, and they're not going away. They mean business, the Glenorchy Magpies. They kick their 5th. They move to within 4 points of the Lauderdale Bombers. 5-2-32 plays 5-6-36, and Glenorchy continuing to create opportunities, and the Magpie fans are absolutely loving it, Bo Downham.
Well, this is where the belief starts to build for Glenorchy. Obviously a few goals are put on them. They've managed to cut that down. I wouldn't believe too many more minutes here left. But yeah, this is where the belief starts for Glenorchy. A young group. Josh Arnold, obviously, he'd be feeling it, and the experienced players, but the belief will build here, I believe.
So we'll go back into the middle. Later stages of this second term. Siggins down to Franklin. Franklin to Christensen, not 15. He goes back to Walsh. Walsh kicks it towards half forward, unable to take the mark. Blake Waite overruns the football slightly, has some support. Handball goes over the top. An opportunity here for the Magpies. Just getting a handball away in time. It was a good one. Finds Dilger over and out for a throw in.
What Lauderdale did there really well is Matty Dilger gets into a scrap with, I believe, Bryce Walsh. What they did really well there, Lauderdale, they just brought numbers again. And outnumbering, and Matty Joseph had nowhere to go and makes it hard. Throw in here, McInnes.
He's Siggins this time. Siggins wins it down to Christensen. Walsh back to to Siggins, I should say. Now kicks it inside 50. Pack forms. Brown at the back of the pack. Clever tap on finds Patton. Immediately wrapped up in the tackle. The Glenorchy defensive intent is immense. We'll have a stoppage down back here for the Magpies. Lauderdale continuing to press.
Can't fault this defence here from Glenorchy. It's holding up.
And Lauderdale certainly had the better for most of this quarter, but Glenorchy doing well down back. Jenkins at the bottom of the pack. Tries to funnel it out. Broomhall's there. Umpire Butler comes in to intervene. Just a high-intensity game of football, this, Bo. This is fantastic stuff on display from both outfits. 4 points the difference. Ball goes up. Umpire's whistle. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Lauderdale by the looks of it there. McInnes illegally clearing the space. It's going to be a free kick going the way of the Bombers. So I might actually be going the way of Matt McInnes. It will be. So Bryce Walsh hands it back. I was a little confused by the umpire's signal. Free kick going the way of Matt McInnes. Back pocket now for Glenorchy. Dying stages of the second term. Just kicks for distance. Plenty of players there. Back of the pack. Mark taken by Tyler Martin.
Oh, Christensen just...
Yeah, back of the pack. There's plenty of tensions. Christensen involved heavily in it. It looks like the umpire's just trying to intervene with this.
Pretty obvious free kick there. Christensen just knocked him down off the ball, which is... Tempers are flaring here.
I think the retaliation, though, might mean that it's a downfield free kick, and it's going to go the way of Bryce Walsh. That's really going to hurt Glenorchy on the eve of the siren.
Both teams won't be happy with that.
Could work out well here for Lauderdale, but, yeah, disappointing there for Glenorchy. So the free kick will be taken by Tyler Martin. Martin has made the shift down back. Point blank range. Kicks on the way from Martin. The umpire doesn't need to move. Lauderdale get the goal. There's plenty of feeling in this one. And that one is a bit of a coach killer there for Glenorchy. Obviously, Christensen initiated it, but the retaliation from Glenorchy is what the umpire saw, and that results in the downfield free kick. 6-6-42 the Bombers. Glenorchy 5-2-32 margin. Goes back out to 10 points.
We've got a ripping game here. People on the RSA balcony are getting into it, which I love. It's just great for footy, isn't it?
It certainly is. There's great atmosphere here. Both teams certainly delivering a fantastic contest as we go back in the middle. Just ticked over half an hour in the second quarter. Christensen launches the ball inside 50. Can Lauderdale strike again late? Don Brown wrapped up in the tackle, just got rid of the football. Players just diving everywhere at the moment. Blake Waite kicks for space. Christensen's underneath it, takes the mark.
Can't afford another goal here. Glenorchy.
Christensen kicks it to the hot spot, finds Siggins. Kicked it to the dangerous area. Siggins into his leading lane, takes the mark, and as we said, we're ticking over 31 minutes. There can't be long left. Lauderdale might have a couple of goals in junk time.
Had to block that lane there. Obviously they know how important Siggins is to this lineup here, and they just had to block the lane as he runs in, and sure he'll have no doubt putting this in.
Yeah, kicking essentially directly in front at 35 metres. Kicks on the way. The umpire does a lot of work and it misses. So Glenorchy let off the hook on the siren. What a pulsating quarter of football that was, Bo Downham. An entertaining game has been on offer. And at the halftime break, Lauderdale, they lead at 6-7-43. Glenorchy 5-2-32. Just a fantastic game of football. And I guess, Lauderdale, for the most part, were dominant in general play, but Glenorchy just made the most of their opportunities for much of that quarter, and they find themselves only 11 points down, and if it wasn't for some ill discipline, they would have been even closer at the main break.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. I think Glenorchy are going to be really happy with this, equally as Lauderdale, but what I've really liked to see is just the fight from both teams. Josh Arnold mentioned in the press conference a more explosive game style, aggressive. And I think we've seen that so far, as well as Christensen. He didn't get his game right last week, and he's found himself coaching more. I think he's done a really good job just to hand over, as we see a nice little clap here for Glenorchy. They run off, but I think both teams will be happy. Glenorchy probably let off the hook there with Siggins missing that, but we've got an absolute cracker on our hands here at KG5.
We certainly do. We'll run through the goal kickers for both teams, then we'll take a break here from the TSL live stream. So Daniel Muir has 3 goals for Glenorchy, all 3 of them coming in that second quarter. Singles to Matthew Dilger and also to Liam Roach, while for Lauderdale, 2 to Alan Christensen. Singles to Phil Bellchambers, Michael Blackburn, Tyler Martin and Sam Siggins. So after just 2 goals in that opening quarter, Lauderdale have kicked 5 and Glenorchy 4. So 9 goals in the second term. We've got a hell of a game on our hands. We'll take a break here for half time. Second half action from KG5 coming up next.
because I wanted to put out new, so I went and painted a couple of gigs. And I love it. It's like, and I think I didn't put some. I'm down. I'm back. So we'll take it on. 8 on that. Right. I come out. As a runner, he's quick, mate. He's quick across the ground. Tino's good. If we get it by the time he gets out there.
Welcome back to KG5, the second half about to get underway between the Glenorchy Magpies and the Lauderdale Bombers. The first half was an absolute cracker, have an 11-point difference in favour of Lauderdale. Bo Downham looking forward to a big second half.
Yeah, it's going to be cracking. The fitness of Jack Hale has shown to be great so far for Glenorchy. We'll see if it keeps going as Siggins gets the tap down.
He'll come through the middle of the ground. Siggins involved, as you said, yeah. Jack Hale, of course, famed sprinter, strength and conditioning coach at Lauderdale. Glenorchy, terrific asset for them as the ball goes towards half forward. Matcham swoops on the football, kicks in the direction of Muir. Likely start here for Glenorchy. Running back, Isaac Manson, just pushed off the football by Bell Chambers. Saves the day for Lauderdale. He gets it off to Walsh. Walsh finds Stanley. Go through the middle of the ground. That ball finds Luke Patton. He wants to switch. He has Josh Williams on the outer side, but he just finds Christensen, a little pocket of space. Not a great handball from Christensen. Set to task for Franklin. Don Brown does well. Opens the door for Wade, but he just blazes away and finds Josh McGuinness. McGuinness, ball in, finds Christensen. Christensen has Patton out wide, but he opts to stick to the same wing. Goes out to Sutton.
I would have talked about that at the break, Alan Christensen, trying to get the game back on their terms and their ball movement.
Dinky ball over the top. Really good work there from Callum Thompson. Met heavily in the tackle. Have a throw in. Callum Thompson had a fantastic season for Glenorchy, named in the 22 under 22 at the end of the season on the interchange. Had a really good season for the club. Won, I believe, 2 or 3 Beakley medals when he was playing for Claremont in the juniors. He's the best player in the STJFL, so he's a ball magnet and a fantastic young footballer. Arnold lost the football. Thompson wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have another stoppage.
Same with Josh Arnold. I reckon he'd be really wrapped with that first term, and they would want to keep going here and not let them get another few goals on them as Siggins kicks it out.
Yeah, high ball inside 50 there from Siggins. Back of the pack. Looming there was Blackburn. Glenorchy with numbers at the back of the pack. Whitford tucks the ball under the arm. Shows a bit of dash to Whitford. Kicks it down the line. Just strong bodywork in the end, but it's going to be a push in the back against Josh McGuinness. So free kick going the way of Glenorchy. Outer side of the ground.
Be interesting to see where he goes here. Be long down the line.
Yeah, the option he goes for. McGuinness caught at the back of the pack. Gets his hands on the football now. Does Matt McGuinness. Good tackle laid. Just got his handball out to Dilger. Met in the Bryce Walsh tackle. And this is a great test here for Glenorchy. They're mixing it with a team that has quite a bit of AFL list experience on it. Josh McGuinness, of course, on a list at Brisbane. Alan Christensen, a premiership player at Geelong and a good player at the Brisbane Lions. And Sam Siggins, who was on Adelaide's list as well. Plenty of AFL calibre talent out there. McGuinness just got his kick away. Mark taken. Opportunity now for Glenorchy. Kick and a half away from goal.
Well, equally with Lauderdale, I reckon they'd be feeling the heat here. They don't want to give this game up. No one would have tipped Glenorchy, and I reckon if they give this up here, I don't reckon they'd be happy, and really interesting to see. Looks like we've got even numbers in the 50 here as Dilger kick for goal.
Right on his distance, you'd think. Dilger launches
Good
the kick
kick.
right on his distance. The distance doesn't matter. Richie Dilger kicks the goal. Fantastic finish, and that is just the start that Glenorchy Magpies were after.
Great start there. They would have talked about that, how they want to come out for a second half, and that's just brilliant work there by Dilger. Didn't have too many options in the 50, so he thought, stuff it, I'll just go myself. That's a really good kick there. From an experienced campaigner, it must be said. He's going to be massive this half, as well as his brother, Matty Dilger. So yeah, really good goal there for Glenorchy, and they'll bring it back to 5 points.
I probably owe Dilger an apology, don't I, Bo? Because I said it was a kick and a half away from goal. Doesn't matter, he just kicked it himself.
Don't
Fantastic
blame you
stuff.
for that. Siggins hand passes out. Glenorchy up the numbers. Lauderdale brings it forward. Bounce. Kick inside 50. And on the lead is Smith.
It's beautiful football from Lauderdale. Magnificent work, wasn't it? It was a really good kick inside 50. Hayden Smith took the mark out in front. Well called there, Bo. That was really swift ball movement from Lauderdale.
Yeah, great moving there. The big man, he's agile. He's going to have a big second half to play. But what I really like about Smith, he's been around the ground, so he'll push forward, and obviously it's not a well-experienced campaigner in Glenorchy's ruckman, as he'll run in here. Kick just to the right. Yeah, not an experienced ruck combo here for Glenorchy, so he's going to have to make a lot of movement today.
Yeah, looking to certainly exploit them, isn't he, Smith, and in combination with Siggins too. Just seem to get stuck in the wind a little bit there. We haven't had too much wind playing a role so far today, so we'll keep an eye on that. Kick just seemed to hold up a little bit. Arnold urged to play on. Bryce Walsh demanding that was out of bounds. The umpire says play on. High mark there. That's a really good grab taken. I think that might be Tyler Martin. It is. Martin kicks into the middle. Finds Stanley. Stanley's got the overlap run from Christensen, who's immediately met by a couple of pies. His kick goes inside 50, and that perceived pressure invites the errant kick. Don Brown takes the mark.
Yeah, probably needed a big man there, Glenorchy, but it'll work out for them now as Don Brown kicks to the wing. Christensen there hovering, and great mark to Glenorchy. They'll send it forward with Dilger.
So Dilger has the ball, defensive side of the wing. Cuts to the inboard, finds Isaac Manson. Manson's done some really nice things. Kicks the ball right to 50. Muir v Suki. That's been a fantastic matchup all day. Muir unable to take the ball cleanly. Does well the second and third efforts. Gets the handball just out of the pack. Ball goes in. Kick goes in there inside 50, and the mark's taken. That was probably not the desired intent of that kick around the corner, but it's just fallen in the lap of the Glenorchy player. And another opportunity here for the Magpies, this time through Jathan Poulsen.
Yeah, great job there, just to find a bit of space. They've done it really well today, Glenorchy, as Poulsen will kick for goal, and anything's possible with the kick that Dilger just had, so must be set a bit easier, and they'll just go to the left.
And always just pushing it out, so minor score there for Glenorchy. Jathan Poulsen, first looking goal for him today as McGuinness brings the ball back into play. Goes out wide. Just needing to patiently build this up here, Lauderdale. Glenorchy 6-3-39, trail Lauderdale 6-9-45. Magpies bring the ball back into play. Kick goes inboard. It's a good one, a really good kick. That opens the ground right up. Matty Dilger just sells his teammate in a little bit of trouble. Cavalcade come in now for Lauderdale through Sutton. He goes out wide and finds Broomholt. So Will Broomholt outer side of the ground.
Got a spare in defence here, Glenorchy.
Up and under. Smith is competing and takes a really strong grab. Hayden Smith just using his size well.
So agile.
A good player for a long time, Hayden Smith. Chips the ball over the top. Not a good kick though. Richie Dilger, and that's part of the game that I reckon Alan Christensen would be really disappointed with. Lauderdale's ball use has let them down at times today as Waite shuffles the ball back. He finds Whitford. Whitford further wide to Males. Males, tidy stuff to this point, finds Manson. Urge to play on now, Isaac Manson.
Great kick.
Kicks the ball to half forward. It is a good kick. Back of the pack. And McGuinness trap his opposing player, Stanley. The handball's a little too hot for him. Lays the tackle though, Ed Stanley. The umpire will come in and intervene.
The ball probably a bit too cruelly bounced there for Lauderdale. They'll have McInnes in the ruck.
Yep, Matty McInnes up against Sam Siggins, it looks like it there. Bo, Siggins wins it down. Scrapping away at ground level. Good stuff there from Thompson, the ball. He kicks it in the direction of Manson. Bellchambers may have infringed. He did. Free kick going the way of Isaac Manson.
Great call. Probably could have been held as well, Anthony. And they're not going to give the ball back here. Here it is, Isaac Manson. So he'll kick from about, we reckon, 35, 40. Might be a bit too stiff there, actually. But
I'd give it a 40, I reckon, for Isaac Manson. I reckon he's got it in him.
I reckon he's got it, but Glenorchy need to get someone on the line. I've just noticed. Maybe they're backing him in. So Manson runs in to the right. That'll be another minor score here for Glenorchy. 6-4, 40 to 6-9, 45. Lauderdale in front.
So out of side now. Handball over the top. Sutton traps the footy. Sutton down the line, looking in the direction of Francis. Eventually gets the football. Immediately beset upon. Hayden Smith tries to get him his way clear. He does. Gets the handball over the top. An opportunity now for the Lauderdale Bombers. Patton. Shot on goal from Luke Patton. On the way. Squeezes it home. Tidy finish there from Luke Patton. And Glenorchy miss at one end. Lauderdale go coast to coast and kick at the other. That is a goal that the Lauderdale Bombers really needed, didn't they, Bo?
That's the way the game works sometimes. You miss and the turnover just punched out from the back line, and really good ball movement there. It's what Alan Christensen would be looking for. Yeah, really well done. I think, unfortunately, Glenorchy couldn't capitalise the opportunity they have, so it goes the other way, and you've got to make your opportunities there, because this game is going to eventually squirrel out if you don't take them. So really well done there by Lauderdale.
Certainly was, and now it's back over to Glenorchy now, isn't it, Bo? How do they respond? They find themselves down by 11. Siggins wins it down. Franklin gets it back to Siggins. Siggins to Patton. Patton to Stanley. Stanley doing well across half-back, but Glenorchy, again, mop the ball up across half-back. Chance for them now through the hands of the intended target. Bellchambers brings the ball inside 50. There are players everywhere. Perkins, he's got Christensen over the top, tied up against the pocket. Really good defensive effort, but the umpire says high contact, free kick going the way of Christensen. It was desperate stuff there from Don Brown. He just infringed a free kick going the way of the Glenorchy coach.
They're looking good there. Glenorchy looked to have a few numbers out as Christensen will snap around the body. He's been good so far, Christensen, already on the scoreboard as he'll run around. Looks like it's on. It will be. So Lauderdale will get that goal and it'll be 17 points here. Just trickling out for Josh Arnold to have a little bit of a think about how to stop it. But great ball movement there by Lauderdale.
Yeah, that was a really smart finish there from Alan Christensen, just doing what a player of his calibre should be doing. And they defended well there, Glenorchy, but in terms of, I guess, they were caught on the hops. They tried to defend well, but in the end, just infringing, giving the free kick away. So Alan Christensen takes it back out to 17 points, ticking over the 12-minute mark of the third quarter.
Siggins back in the ruck here against Roach. It's going to be hard for Glenorchy because Roach will get it. Thompson. Sorry, that's not Thompson there. I'll say sorry for that. Kicks it into the 50. Down.
Over the
Out
top.
the back.
Just the punch over through for a minor score. So Josh McGuinness will bring the ball back into play. So Glenorchy, they move to 6-5, 41. Kick over the top, finds Stanley. He's had plenty of the football this afternoon, both Stanley and McGuinness. McGuinness looking for that overlap run now, but that's closed off. Stanley pumps the ball down the line, looking for a target. That target's there in Siggins. He's had some good moments, but hasn't been absolutely dominant, it must be said. He goes over the top. Nice kick. Finds a target there in Blackburn. Walsh finds Patton. Chance here for Lauderdale. Deep here, there's a player all by himself. Glenorchy in defence now coming in. More of a centering ball to no one really in the end. last line of defence. Glenorchy just needs to keep their cool here. Oh, tackle Wade. Umpire says play on. We'll have a ball up left forward pocket here for Lauderdale Football Club.
Dangerous spot here for Lauderdale. They'll try and get out quickly and just a snap around the corner will do.
Ball goes up, tap one down. Arnold beckons for a player to present. Tumbling ball, just trying to get some space here at Glenorchy. Hemmed up against the pocket. Now they find themselves at half back, but the ball is in the hands of Lauderdale. Hot kick to a dangerous spot. Floating around there, Blake Waite. The ball bounces fortuitously for him. He finds Whitford. And the Magpies now have a chance to reset. Whitford kicks it to half back. Overlap run, Blake Waite. Continuing to work hard, does Blake Waite. He kicks it down the line. Jenkins the target. McGuinness up against him. McGuinness does well, but Jenkins continues to scrap and draws the ball now. Kick goes towards half back. Chance now for Lauderdale. Stanley kicks it to half forward over the top. Meredith does well, just got his kick away in time. Middle of the ground. Contact comes in. Plenty of bodies around this football, and the umpire will have to intervene.
Yeah, just a nothing kick there from Glenorchy. Not too many numbers there. Probably had to look somewhere else, and unfortunately it didn't go to plan. See Smith and Roach down to the advantage of Glenorchy, but Smith will take it. Roach wraps him up. Centre of the 50 for Lauderdale.
So, yeah, Hayden Smith, his competitiveness at ground level certainly impressed today, hasn't it, Bo?
Agile, he's been great.
Bouncing ball. Williams just finds himself a little bit of room. Kicks it towards half forward. Blackburn wrapped up in a strong tackle. The reinforcements now come in for Glenorchy through Meredith. Meredith tumbles the ball over and out for a throw-in.
So what do you reckon Glenorchy can do here? The Lauderdale defence is pressed up and it's really hard to get through, Anthony. What do you reckon they can do here to get through and get these scores? Because they're going to need a few goals to get back into this game.
Yeah, they're certainly being hemmed in, aren't they? I think we've seen the quick slingshot football's worked really well for them, but when it's coming from this static position where they're really well set up, it does make it difficult. They're just going to have to continue to pressure, hopefully get some sort of turnover and really capitalise on that. That's probably the only way I can see them piercing their way through this at the moment, because they probably don't have those line-breaking midfielders who can clear from stoppage and just drive it forward. Got guys who can win the football at the source, but the league speed probably does favour the grunt, I should say, does favour Lauderdale around the football. As Walsh dances around one, kicks it towards half forward. Blake Waite's in the front of the pack, and Blake Waite takes the mark. Really good grab from him. Oh, no. Tried to rush the kick. It opens the door now for Lauderdale. Handball goes over the top. Chance here. Jeremiah Perkins drills the goal. Lovely finish from Jeremiah Perkins. And Lauderdale, they capitalise on the Glenorchy error. And they kick their ninth. They extend the lead. And just a nice little bit of breathing room now for Lauderdale. Jeremiah Perkins with a tidy finish.
Yeah, that's exactly right there. A bit of a defensive breakdown from Glenorchy, and unfortunately they'll push the lead out here to 22 points, which they won't be happy with, to say the least. Josh Arnold probably thought that they were in the game, as we have around the grounds, quarter time at the Twins. Kingborough 3-5-23 with Lockie Clifford, Griggs and Campbell with the goal, and North Launceston yet to score.
Give you an update from Windsor Park as well in just a moment. Similar time in that game as well. Smith hacks the ball towards half forward, just bounces off the chest of Mickey Blackburn, coming in and providing some support, feeding the ball back to Bryce Walsh, dances around one, Bryce Walsh for goal, Bryce Walsh take a bow. The Lauderdale veteran winds back the clock. That's a fantastic finish. Great composure shown, and Lauderdale, they extend their margin.
This is more of Alan Christensen's game style here. Go quick through the middle and just punt it forward and make a score, which is what they've been wanting, what they've probably missed out on for a little bit, but now looks like they've got their game on their terms, and it'll be 28 points. So Glenorchy have to fix a few things up here, especially in the defensive side of the game. To have McInnes first. Smith, as we just wait for the umpire to bowl it up, but yeah, not looking great for Glenorchy so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, a couple of really tidy finishes there from Walsh and Perkins, just showing a little bit of class there for Lauderdale. How can Glenorchy respond? Nicholson tumbles the ball inside 50, back of the pack. Suki picks up the football, Tyler Martin I should say, kicks down the direction of Sutton. Overlap run now for Lauderdale. Kick tied up against the line. Punched over and out for a throw in.
Yeah, throwing on the wing here opposite to the broadcast side. Good throw-in by the umpire, McInnes and Siggins. Siggins gets it out of the ruck. Spills out. Siggins again. Kicks inside 50 to the lead. Lauderdale can go quickly. He'll hold it up for a little bit.
So Mickey Blackburn with ball in hand just outside 50. Urge to play on. There's a player sneaking up on him, Matty McGuinness. The umpire is going to pay that as 50 metres. McGuinness thought that the umpire had said play on to Blackburn, but he just jumped the gun. So an opportunity now for Blackburn from point blank range to extend the margin for Lauderdale. A few things just going against the way of Glenorchy at the moment. Blackburn will be kicking from about 15, 20 metres out. He's a usually very methodical approach to goal, Mickey Blackburn. You can see he's given himself plenty of room to move. A big long run up, but it's always worked for him. Former Lindisfarne player, former Clarence player as well.
Bit of Cambridge Airport about this here, Anthony.
There's a bit of Ben Brown, Cambridge Airport, absolutely. As Mickey Blackburn begins his approach to extend the margin. Blackburn drills the goal. Nice stuff there for Lauderdale. Just a bit of ill discipline. The umpire paid the 50. It was certainly there. McGuinness, perhaps a little hard done by. He thought that he was doing the right thing. Good intent shown, but Mickey Blackburn makes no mistake. So 11-9-75 plays 6-5-41.
Yeah, already a hard day in the ruck for McInnes, and giving that 50 wouldn't have made him feel any better, but he's got enough time to capitalise. But yeah, just not very disciplined there by Glenorchy, and I don't think they'd be very happy with that. Josh Arnold, Ace, and Dave Camerick. So,
and just a little moment there for them, but we come back into the middle, just ticking over 20 minutes into the third term. Siggins wins a tap down, finds Reece Sutton. Sutton moves the ball on quickly, inside 50. Walsh stood well, had Arnold for company. Arnold did well to halve the contest. Blake Waite at ground level. Kicks it to the wing. It was a really good kick. Chance here for the Magpies. Nicholson in the middle. Nice aggressive ball movement. Nicholson needs to move this ball on quickly. He does. Goes in the direction of Muir, who's potentially pushed, or just good body work. The umpire says good body work. It was done really well there by Tane Suki. He goes out wide and finds Williams. Williams plays on immediately. Luke Patton, I should say. Got those two mixed up a couple of times this afternoon. He kicks it in the direction of Sutton. Sutton moves the ball on quickly to Siggins. Siggins lowers the eyes, launches in the direction of Hayden Smith. Great ball movement from Lauderdale. Smith makes no mistake. The Bombers are up and about at KG5.
yeah, look, just not a good decision there by Glenorchy. They had Whitford out. Could have used him. He was the spare, and he could have created something. But again, you just say Lauderdale springboard from the back 50 to the forward 50 so elegantly. They're looking really good, and I think Glenorchy need to get a few here to boost their confidence, but I'm not sure they're going to get them. Lauderdale just look on top at the ruck contest. They're going to have to think of something here. Glenorchy, Siggins will do the ruck work again.
And the players that were combining there for Lauderdale were just all the season stars, weren't they?
Yeah.
Their boat. Players of great calibre all combining, and finished off by Hayden Smith. It was a beautiful kick from Siggins, and they're going to launch again now. Franklin to Sutton. Sutton tries to move the ball on quickly. Perkins with a nice little don't argue. Gets the ball over the top. A chance now for Lauderdale through Rackett.
Yeah, just again, won by Sam Siggins. Really difficult for Glenorchy, obviously having Smith, who is an agile ruckman, as we've seen so far. He's taking a rest. And then having Sam Siggins doesn't make it any easier, because he's just such a good runner and such a good ball user. He's essentially a midfielder who you can just run, and great contest work and clearance by Sam Siggins. So Glenorchy going to have to think of something here through their ruckman McGuinness and Roach, but I'm not sure how they're going to get a few more goals here. It moved to 46 points here at KG5, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, danger signs now for Glenorchy. To apologise to Jacob Salford, who kicked that goal, not Finn Rackett. Both young players here for Lauderdale. Kick goes towards 50. Mark Taken. Good job there from the Lauderdale defender, being Jason Gridley. Bellchambers and Martin both converge on each other. The umpire says there was a push. Free kick going the way of Lauderdale. The umpire says play on. Bellchambers to McGuinness. McGuinness over to Franklin. Nice little ball over the top. Finds Stanley, who launches it inside 50. Back of the pack. An opportunity now for Lauderdale through Broomhall. Coming in for reinforcements was Meredith, over and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's stiff there from Glenorchy. They would have liked to trap that in and create a contest around the ball. Not to be again, so you're going to think of ways to keep it in and not be ill-disciplined with that free kick there. Like McInnes and Smith. Smith taps down, McInnes kicks out of the 50. Just a high ball out. Punched on. Dilger will make a contest. The other Dilger combines, it'll be a ball. Oh, holding. Holding free kick to Glenorchy.
Dilger quickly moves it on. Sizzling ball over the top from Simpson. A little too hot. Christensen lays the tackle. A dumping tackle from Christensen. Butler says holding the footy. Free kick going the way of the Lauderdale coach. Christensen moves the ball on quickly. Out wide in the direction of Walsh, who takes the mark.
We'll have an outnumbering here as the Glenorchy player's gone down.
So Walsh assesses his options. In the end, it's a bit of a barrel off the side of the boot. That's a really strange kick from Bryce Walsh, and Bailey Jenkins takes the mark. He fans it out wide to Thompson.
I think it's Roach coming off down here in front of us. He's obviously the backup ruckman, so they're going to have to think of what to do here as it moves to the wing. Turn over here from Glenorchy. They'll just barrel it forward. McInnes makes the contest, brings to ground. Dilger at the back. He'll get wrapped up. Hand pass out. No one to go to. He'll just punch it forward. Lauderdale will have it in their 50.
Stanley goes short, finds Gridley. Goes further wide and finds Sutton. 25 and a bit gone in this third term. Flying high, a couple of players tumble. John Brown swoops on the loose football at the back of the pack. Dinky little kick from Brown. Opportunity now for Glenorchy. Kick goes inside 50. It's a 1-on-3, but Daniel Muir takes the mark.
Yeah, so it will be Roach out there, and also on the opposite side, we'll have another player going down. But great bodywork by Dan Muir. He definitely wasn't backed in to mark that. And he'll as well have a tarmac to kick on. He lines up he's third of the afternoon. He's been massive. Someone to kick to up forward.
It's the first time he's having a shot that hasn't been from the goal square as well. He's been opportunistic. Kicks on the way from Muir. Umpire does a little bit of a shuffle, but that's a really nice kick from Muir. I've got that down as being his fourth. That's a fantastic finish. Glenorchy get another, and it's a goal they needed.
We might have to hold up here after the ball gets in the middle. We've got someone down. Can't see who it is, but he's in the hands of three trainers. Looks like Dilger, number 21. Yeah, Richard Dilger. He's been massive for them, but yeah, he's looking pretty ginger.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Fingers crossed he's okay. As I said, he's been an outstanding contributor across the course of the afternoon. We do have a score from Windsor Park. The second quarter's underway, but at quarter time it was 3-2-20 Launceston. North Hobart 2-1-13 with a goal right on the siren. Looks like the umpires said play on, despite the play being out of action on the outer side. We'll just keep an eye on that.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Goes back to Franklin. Franklin to McGuinness. McGuinness with a short kick. That finds Tom Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe over the top finds Franklin. Franklin back inboard. Josh McGuinness unable to trap the ball cleanly. Ratcliffe comes in. Provides the reinforcements. Kick out wide. So the player is still trying to make his way from the ground there in Dilger. Short kick. Back in play. Finds Williams.
Yeah, looks like his head.
Williams goes inboard. Nice kick. Finds Jeremiah Perkins. Has already kicked one goal this quarter.
That can be potentially two Glenorchy players down on the bench, which isn't great.
Yeah, they've fought manfully across the course of the day, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on those two potential injuries as we tick into the final stages of this quarter. Jeremiah Perkins kicking from right on 50. Kick is on the way. Big pack at the top of the goal square. Back of the pack was Smith, but he's going to be beaten for time.
Yeah,
I'll ask if that one is going to be a point, and it will be a minor score.
He's looking very ginger as Dilger walks off the ground. I'm not sure he'll take any further part. He's looking very ginger.
Yeah, we'll get you to keep an eye on that throughout the three-quarter time break, I reckon there, Bo. Three-quarter time at KG5. Lauderdale, they're in the lead, 13-10-88. Glenorchy 7-5-47. The Southern Bombers just started to break the game open a little bit across the third quarter. They go into the break with a healthy lead. We'll take a short break here from commentary. Three-quarter time at KG5. The final quarter coming up next.
Welcome back here to KG5. 41-point margin here. Blew out in the third quarter. Looks like Richard Dilger is the player who's come off for... Sorry, Matthew Dilger has come off for Glenorchy with a head clash. Let's hope he's okay. So what do you reckon Glenorchy need to do here, Anthony?
Yeah, I think the message certainly would have been pretty clear from Josh Arnold that just continue the endeavour, continue the fight. To find themselves 41 points down, that's a big margin to overhaul, but I think they'll just be really keen to show the endeavour that really endeared them so well for the majority of the opening 3 quarters of this game. They've really put together a strong performance, this young Magpies outfit. I reckon that certainly would have been the message, but I think, really hope for Glenorchy's sake that they're able to hang in there and not have a blowout in this last quarter. But Lauderdale, on the other hand, the message would have been really to remain ruthless and to really bury this game. There's Franklin, middle of the ground, high kick towards half forward, underneath it. No one able to take clear possession. Punch over the top, Perkins first to it. He finds Christensen. Joseph off the ground, high up and under. Franklin backing back, and McGuinness takes the mark on his chest.
McGuinness switches. Hand passes out to Walsh. Heath fumbles. Walsh picks it up again. Christensen hovers around, takes a mark. He'll send it inside 50. Great kick.
Yeah, beautiful kick there. Spawning up the teammate in Tom Francis, who's done some nice things, and he's been urged to have a crack here. He does have the 2 talls in Siggins and Smith right on the line, but giving himself plenty of room here, Tom Francis, who'll look to try and get Lauderdale off to the perfect start to the final term.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more people on Sam Siggins. He's so dangerous. 2-on-2 in the goal square, and
Francis gets a bit extra behind his kick. Don't need to worry about the goal line. Tom Francis bangs it home. Fantastic finish from the young Lauderdale player. And Lauderdale, they pick off the final term where they left off the third. Really good start for the Bombers.
This is the challenge here for Glenorchy, hanging in, like you said. Just before we went on air, just the challenge of sticking in with a young group, and obviously it's been a hard day for some of the players out there, but they've definitely got time to improve and turn around and cut the margin. But Lauderdale looking just superb at the moment with Christensen and Siggins in the middle, who will do the ruck work now. And yeah,
just one positive I reckon for Lauderdale has certainly been these young players have stepped up today. Francis has looked good inside 50, but the old firm certainly still leading the way here for Lauderdale as Sutton overruns that one slightly. High up and under kick from Simpson, going to land in the arms of Nat Franklin. Franklin retreats back to Bellchambers. Bellchambers sells a little bit of candy, tries to execute the switch. Difficult kick. Does well there, Jason Gridley. Does really well. Gets it off to Luke Patton. Patton takes a bounce. Tries to take on Whitford. Looks in the direction of Walsh, who had McGuinness for company. Walsh does really well. Kicks in the direction of Blackburn.
Yeah, just another poor-looking defence there by Glenorchy. Left him all by himself, which is you can't do that to Lauderdale, unfortunately, as Blackburn will line up.
He's a strong avenue to go, is Mickey Blackburn. As I said earlier, played at Clarence, played at Lindisfarne. Very good for both of those clubs, but he's really hit the ground running in the red and black in recent seasons. Mickey Blackburn is going to cross the paint of 50. Stixie Blackburn, kick is on the way. Umpire doesn't need to move a muscle. Mickey Blackburn, lovely finish. He gets another. And Lauderdale, they are running away with this one. A fantastic finish from Blackburn, and it was a lovely kick from Bryce Walsh to set it up.
I reckon Matthew Joseph could have potentially touched that there. He was very close to the man on the mark. He probably could have just jumped up and stuck a hand out, but very good kick from Michael Blackburn, who has a tarmac like we've seen before. And yeah, just more pain here for Glenorchy supporters, unfortunately. They've stuck in for 2.5 quarters, and now it's the bleeding starting to come.
Yeah, it's just starting to come away from them a little bit, but hopefully Josh Arnold and his troops are able to hang fat across this final stages of the quarter. McGuinness taps it down, but straight to Sutton. Sutton to Walsh. Lauderdale mean business now. Bryce Walsh met heavily from the player coming the other way. Christensen handballs it off, finds Jeremiah Perkins. Perkins around the corner. Perkins kicks another. Fantastic stuff from Lauderdale. Really good work there from Jeremiah Perkins. A lovely finish, and he just tells the crowd a little bit about it as well. He kicks another. Lauderdale, they slam home their 16th, and it's becoming a bit of a procession now. The Lauderdale Bombers are on a roll.
I didn't get who that player was there who took down Bryce Walsh, but I reckon he could be in a bit of trouble there. But yeah, great kick inside 50 to find Jeremiah there.
Yeah, it was a good finish as well from Perkins. He moved the ball quickly, did finish it really well. So
looks to be up all right, Bryce Walsh.
Yeah, he's as tough as they come, Bryce Walsh. He's copped his fair amount of wax over the journey. Good to see him back out there today. He's been instrumental in this resurgence. The ball bounces in his lap now, Bryce Walsh. Puts on the afterburners, gets the handball off to Franklin. Can Nat Franklin join the party? That one fades over and out on the full. Magpies to bring the ball back into play.
You're going to have to do something at the ruck here if they're going to be any bit of competitive here, Glenorchy. I think they've probably lost the game in the ruck, and no one's fault, but just a bit of inexperience.
Up against two very good ruckmen. Ball comes down. Nicholson slams it on the boot. Does really well. Finds Matcham. Matcham can move this ball on quickly. It could be an opportunity here for Glenorchy. Matcham beckons for his teammate. Launches it inside 50 in the direction of Muir. Unable to take it on the second grab. Coming through there was Tyler Martin. Handball goes over the top. Williams tries to dance his way around Callum Thompson. He does. Kicks out in the direction of only Bailey Jenkins. Just goes through his hands. Matt Franklin met heavily by Jenkins. Good tackle pressure from the young Pie. And we'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, really well done there by Bailey Jenkins just to compete and force a stoppage there for Glenorchy, which they much need. Otherwise, Lauderdale were out there. And Lee McInnes do the ruck work. He'll tap down. Smith, hand pass. It'll be Blowfield taking in the tackle, not too far from where the last ball up was.
The game certainly opened up a little bit across this second half, Bo, but that first quarter particularly was just contest after contest at the stoppage, wasn't it?
Real grind work for both teams, and I think we'll see who's the more competitive team right now in Lauderdale. But Glenorchy haven't given up necessarily, just probably a few things they can fix up over the track, but they'd be pretty happy with this effort.
Yeah, they'll learn plenty about themselves, of course, coming off the round one bye. This is their round one game, really. Lauderdale off the back of a disappointing loss last week to Clarence.
And there's a lot to like from Glenorchy, I think. Their ball movement, particularly through the second quarter, a lot to like for the coaching staff. Probably just couldn't display it over the second half.
Ball's thrown back into play. Smith taps it down only as far as Matty Joseph. The ball's going to roll over and out once again.
Yeah, Jacob Bevis again down there. He's had a fair workout. Everyone here is loving his work. When he was running out for the second half, everyone was giving him a big old cheer as he'll throw in. McInnes and Smith. McInnes taps down, Blowfield puts it inside 50. Only as far as McInnes. McInnes hand passes out. Nearly taken in a tackle. Thompson over the top. Kicks for goal. Great goal.
Yeah, nice finish there. That was a really good finish. And a deserved finish once again there for Glenorchy. Tidy work. The Magpies get one back, and this quarter's certainly been owned by Lauderdale to this point, but that's what Josh Arnold would want to see, that continued endeavour and fight. They get their 8th goal of the afternoon. 8-5-53. Lauderdale 16-10, 106. 53-point margin in favour of the man in red and black. 8.5 gone in the final term. I might, in a moment for you, Bo, I might get you to probably cast your eye forward to see who Glenorchy play next week, and also what Lauderdale have on offer as well, maybe at the next stoppage, is go back into the middle of the ground. Umpire Butler with ball in hand. Throws it up. McInnes wins it down. Ball bounced on right angles there. Christensen pumps the ball inside 50. Long ball in the direction of Perkins. Wait. Handballs it off. High up and under, up and down the chimney underneath it. Taking a brave mark there was Tom Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe dishes it off. Alan Christensen marches towards goal, misses to the left-hand side.
I'll apologise to that player who I've stuffed up there, but Glenorchy have Kingborough, a tough opponent at the Twin Ovals, and Lauderdale will head to North Hobart Oval with their spirits high against Adam Bester's team. We're playing right now against a very good Launceston team as they kick it out and to space as Arnold didn't create a contest there, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how North Hobart respond this week, and it might be a really cracking game if they can get a win today against Lauderdale, against Launceston.
I think the competition just looks so even, doesn't it, Bo, that I think this game today for Lauderdale, it's really important for them to finish this game strongly because percentage is going to be massive come the end of the season. I think that top 5 group in particular are going to be really close. North Hobart also likely to cause a few headaches as we go along, and hopefully Glenorchy too. McGuinness over the top, dishes a handball off and finds Steinbauer. Kick goes inside 50 now for Lauderdale. The two-headed Cobras down there in Smith and Siggins. Great defensive efforts shown there by Glenorchy, trying to kick it through and hitting the post. It's through for a minor score.
Yeah, good pressure there from Glenorchy, and equal Lauderdale were up to the task as they'll try to go quick here through the wing. He'll kick out to Blowfield. Blowfield has a bit of a paddock in front of him. A few options. He'll go down the line to Blake Waite. He'll cut through, back to Blowfield. He'll run across the wing. Kicks forward, smothered. Hand passes off to a Lauderdale player. Inside 50. Over the top. Blackburn runs in. Centres up. Miss.
A couple of opportunities here, haven't they, Lauderdale? A few that have gone begging in the last quarter. They're certainly dominating general play. They moved to 16-12, 108, 55-point lead here for the red and black.
Nothing on here for Glenorchy. No one's leading up the ball. Unfortunately, they'll have a really good run there.
It was well done there by Simpson. Just bought himself a bit of room. Matty McInnes first to the football. Just gets his kick away inside 50. Daniel Muir was the target. Really well defended by Tane Suki. He's played a good game today. McInnes back to Stanley. Stanley does really well there to find Finn Rackett. Urge to play on. Rackett gets it and finds Steinbauer. So Ratcliffe takes a good grab. Dishes the handball off. Kick down the line, finds Walsh. Walsh has Perkins on really short. Sells a little bit of candy to Bryce Walsh. Eventually goes in the Perkins direction. Can Perkins take it cleanly? Clatters in with Richie Dilger. Gets it over the top to Patton. Patton kicks the ball inside 50. Nice mark taken there by the Glenorchy defender in Nathan Blowfield. Well, dangerous ball here for Glenorchy defence. They're really under the pump. Eventually they get back to Blowfield. No harm done.
Blowfield runs around to the wing. Joseph needs to create a contest. Does. He'll end up with it. Be wrapped in. And the ball up just forward of 50. Roach taps down. Walsh, hand passes out. Candy sold. He'll kick inside 50. Smith out the back. Rush for a behind here.
They're peppering the goal face here, aren't they, Bo? Glenorchy defending well, but I just feel like the damn wall has busted a couple of times, but Lauderdale just threatening to really ram home the advantage in this last quarter. Good challenge now for the young Glenorchy defence as Joseph fans the ball out wide.
Males, hand passes it off. Kick to the wing is not very good for Glenorchy. Unfortunately, we've seen that a few times this afternoon, Anthony, as we'll have a throw in by... No, my bad. It was actually out on the full, so even worse, a kick for Glenorchy. As he'll send it in.
Long ball towards the 50-metre arc. Kick goes in. Flying high was Whitford, unable to take the mark. Down at ground level, Blowfield met a strong tackle. Have another stoppage just inside 50.
Clouds just rolling over here at KG5. Looks like it. Good rain, but hopefully it holds off.
Pretty lucky to avoid it to this point.
Getting cooler as well.
Certainly is Sutton out of the pack. High kick. Dangerous spot. Scrapping away. Over the top there was tackle laid by Blowfield. Umpire will say his ball once again. Ball's thrown up. Tap on. Dangerous spot here for Glenorchy defence. They just need to take some clean possession or get the ball over the line. Lauderdale's forwards continuing to buzz about at the moment. Umpire will come in and intervene once more. So almost 15 minutes gone in the final term. 16-13, 109. Lead Glenorchy 8-5-53. Glenorchy continuing to defend with everything they've got. The umpire's spotted a free kick. It's going to go the way of Lauderdale. Dispossessed after he got rid of the... Well, thrown to the ground, I think, after he got rid of the football. Looks like it's going to go the way of Bryce Walsh, who's done some really nice things today. Bryce Walsh around the body, curls it through. Umpire's just telling him to go back and get behind his mark. So Bryce Walsh, he's had his first look at it. We'll have a go again. You can see the Glenorchy player just standing there aware of the kick around the corner. Take two for Bryce Walsh. Take two, no worries. He kicks it straight through. Fantastic finish. Lauderdale get another. Bryce Walsh has been one of the absolute standouts today, Bo Downham.
Yeah, again, just a little bit of ill discipline there from Glenorchy, but he's been massive, Bryce Walsh. He's got hit hard this quarter, got back up. He's as tough as they come, I've noticed, just from watching him here today. I haven't watched too much of his game, but just getting up after that hit was pretty severe, so he's done a really good job just to bring Lauderdale back into this contest, and I think it's showing as Siggins and Roach will do the ruck work again. Arnold on Christensen here. No one taps down. Josh Arnold putting his head over the ball, and it'll be a ball up nearly in the centre circle.
Ball's thrown up once again. Siggins, double-handed tap down. Merging with the football was Thompson. Kicks it to half forward. Out in front, Gridley, who's done some good things down back. He's met heavily by Joseph. The two of them take each other to ground, and Nick Butler will intervene.
Yeah, two spares back here in the 50 for Lauderdale, or at least one in the 50 and another one playing near the stoppage.
Ball's thrown up. Siggins taps it down. Bryce Walsh. Hurried kick inside 50, bit of a spiralling ball. Daniel Muir takes the mark. Leads out, just read the ball better than his opponent. Had the space in front, takes a really good grab.
He's been massive today, Dan Muir. A bit of experience up in that young forward line, and hopefully gets another goal here to bag a few. I really liked his game this afternoon in tough conditions. Has been going in quick for him as he'll line up. Muir. Straight through. We'll get it.
That's a really nice finish there from Muir, and that sneaky, that's a 5-pack for him.
5 goals.
Yeah, really good finish, and he looks to be the figurehead they've needed up front today. And there's probably one pleasing thing for Glenorchy this afternoon is they've been able to get 9 goals on the board. They've struggled to score a lot of times last year, and they've certainly been able to find a couple of targets up there today.
They've certainly brought a new game style, Glenorchy. Aggressive in the first half. Obviously, it hasn't paid off this half, but really well done. I think there's a lot to like about this Glenorchy team over the next season. It's going to be a long 4 or 5 months, though, for the team if they can't get a roll. As Christensen kicks, Walsh back to Christensen, sells Candy. Christensen out to the wing. Hand passes out. He'll kick forward. Drops the mark. Josh Arnold. Hand passes off. Roach sells the Candy. Arnold again. Siggins with the ball. Snaps around. Siggins. Miss. Stays in the field of play, does it?
There's a bit of confusion there. I think a few of the players thought it was, but now it's going to come back through for a point.
Yeah, great job there by Siggins. He's worked his backside off all afternoon. I wonder why he won the Lynch medal last year. He's continuing that form as I go to Thompson.
He's an outstanding player, Sam Siggins. He's been solid today without absolutely dominating.
Whitford takes a bounce. Leads up. McInnes has run out the back if he can pick it up. He will. And passes it back. Back to Whitford. He'll centre it in. Muir. Already kicked 5. Muir kicks inside 50. There'll be a mark taken for Lauderdale. And pass out. Lauderdale nearly taken.
Yeah, Walsh's kick goes out of defensive 50. The Magpies now going to bring the ball back with some interest. Manson has the ball at half forward. Cutting the ball across to him was Liam Roach. Of course, kicked the opening goal for Glenorchy this afternoon. So, going to back himself in here by the looks of it, Isaac Manson, kicking from just outside 50. Rhys Sutton's about 52 metres out from goal. Manson.
Yeah, I've got a spare here as well, Lauderdale.
Just sets it up, top of the goal square. McInnes flies just through his hands, back of the pack. A couple of players scrapping away. The ball's at the bottom of a pile of about 7 or 8 players. Umpire will take it back once again. Just over 20 minutes gone in the final term. 9-5-59, plays 17-14, 116. Ball's thrown up. Tap down. Scrapping away, McInnes finds Sutton. Sutton to Siggins. Some classy operators combining there for Lauderdale. Siggins over the top, looking for Broomhall. Blackburn's there as well. Blake Waite sweeps on the football, tied up against the line, finds Whitford. Umpire says that may have been out of bounds. Don't know if it was out of the full. No, going back to the umpire. So the player hadn't quite completed the mark. Over and out for a throw in.
Jacob Bevis to throw it in. Siggins and Roach. Siggins gets first hand. Gets it back to himself. Really impressive. It'll be another throw in. Just a little bit forward of where the last ball in was from Jacob Bevis.
Feels pretty similar to the early part of this game, doesn't it? Maybe not without the intensity and the ferocity at the contest as there was early on, but some repeat stoppages to round out this final term.
I'd feel good about this Lauderdale here. Didn't want to give this game up, obviously, and a bit of pressure on them to win, and they'd be happy. Scranning kick to the advantage of Manson. Manson picks it up.
It was clever from Manson there just to keep rolling the ball forward. Never took full possession, but the reinforcements come in for Lauderdale. Hurried kick out into the middle, finds Franklin. Now's the overlap run. This is where Lauderdale have sliced and diced for many parts of the afternoon. Hayden Smith uses his body strength, kicks it in the direction of his teammate, Mickey Blackburn. Mark taken. Blackburn around the corner. No worries, Lauderdale. Tidy finish, coast-to-coast stuff from the Bombers. They sliced and they diced and they hit the scoreboard. Clever finish there from Blackburn and a lovely bit of bodywork there from Hayden Smith.
Gee, the big man Smith's been enormous for Lauderdale in going forward. He's just a hit-up option. Can go on the ruck, pinch hit. Probably the main ruckman, but Siggins, why would you have Hayden in there if Siggins is doing it? But yeah, just really good running carry. He's been agile all around the ground today. He's moved up into obviously the ruck position and then forward, centre half forward, and then back down for Lauderdale. So a really good asset.
Certainly has been. Go back into the middle. 23 minutes gone in the final term. Impressive showing here from the Lauderdale Bombers, particularly across this second half. Neither ruckman able to get a clear advantage. Josh Arnold, who's worked tirelessly all afternoon, weaves his way through a little bit of traffic. Now kicks the ball towards half forward. Does Arnold. Manson's going to lead his opponent. Taps it over the head in front of himself. McInnes comes in to provide the reinforcements for Lauderdale, and eventually the numbers do win out. Hurried handball over the top, though, does invite the football back into the hands of the Glenorchy Magpies. Kick around off the side of the boot, inside 50, a little check side kick. Lauderdale have the numbers. Kick comes across. Mark's taken there by Steinbauer. Steinbauer short to Walsh. Walsh brings the ball on to Patton. Nice ball movement once again here from Lauderdale. Patton kicks it inside 50, running back with a flight and taking the mark. It's a good grab there from Jacob Sawford. We've seen him kick 1 goal so far today. That was a really nice finish on the run. He looks to move this ball on. Glenorchy defence caught napping, but desperate stuff, running back with the flight there. That was really good defensive efforts. Have kept the ball alive here for Glenorchy. Ball's back now with Salford. Salford to Blackburn, who's met heavily in the Blake Waite tackle. He's taken to the line and will have a stoppage inside 50.
Yeah, great tackle there from Simpson, and to bring that ball to ground as well. Lauderdale looking promising, and 18 goals, 14, 122. They probably would have liked to be a little bit more accurate, but definitely no complaints here from Alan Christensen, you would have thought.
Yeah, just about getting the job done and being able to ram home the advantage in the second half. Sutton tied up against the line, screws the ball back to a dangerous spot. Blackburn dishes it back to Patton. Patton finds himself with a little bit of room to move around the corner, through for a minor score. And Glenorchy to bring the ball back into play once again.
Simpson to do the work. Arnold. Hasn't got much on Josh Arnold, so he'll choose to go and switch across the ground. You'll find Matthew Joseph, coach and captain, colliding there. He'll kick to Waite. Still not much on down the line for Blake Waite, but he'll just send the ball forward and hope for the best. Whitford off hands. Lauderdale with the numbers. Arnold got him in a good tackle, cleared. Thompson might have been taken high. Good run from Manson. Manson just drops it forward on the head of McInnes, says do your work, and McInnes kicks it out to Steinbauer. He'll go through the middle of the ground.
Good work here from Lauderdale. This is where they've been so dominant across the second half. Salford taps the ball out in front of himself. Christensen met heavily, gets back to his feet, met by another Magpie. They're not going to die wondering here, Glenorchy. The pressure continues to be piled on, and Alan Christensen particularly seemed to be a real target from Glenorchy, that whenever Christensen has the ball, they really want to make him physically earn it. And he's had a good game today, Alan Christensen, but he's certainly going to be pretty sore come tomorrow, absolutely. Waves of pressure coming on. Smith down to Sutton. Walsh got the kick away. Hurried kick out of defence. Back of the pack here is Gridley, who does really well, Jason Gridley. Done some good things today. He goes off to Stanley. Stanley kicks the ball inside 50. Leading the charge there is Blackburn. The ball bounces off his chest. He gets the handball off to Siggins, who has to jump over a couple of opposing players. He kicks it to a dangerous spot. Christensen's there for Lauderdale. Christensen takes the mark. He read that ball so well. It was a good kick there from Sam Siggins, and Christensen makes no mistake. Just adds a little bit of extra on top of the Lauderdale cake. Lauderdale get their 19th, and Alan Christensen just puts a bit of a cherry on top. He's had an outstanding day today. They move to 19-15, 129. Glenorchy, they are 9-5-59. The game's well and truly opened up across the best half of this quarter and a bit. Lauderdale just rounding home their advantage and getting some valuable percentage on the board as well.
Yeah, good to see the fans have stuck around to cheer on our umpires and our players. A few on the ROCA stand. They've had a good afternoon, the fans. Good football here in the TSL.
Yeah, the fans up there have had a fantastic day, I think, Bo. They really enjoyed themselves. Got plenty of atmosphere as well as the ball goes inside 50. Dancing around, getting the handball off in the direction of Bell Chambers. Bell Chambers finds himself with a little bit of room to move. Kicks the ball down the line, back of the pack. Patton looks to move the ball on quickly. They now drive the ball inside 50 to Lauderdale. Couple of targets there, but competing really well was Brady Simpson. Does well. Gets it off to his teammate there in Blowfield. It's going to come back with interest as Lauderdale look to reload again. Patton takes the mark right on 50. Patton moves the ball on, but the siren sounds, and that will be all she wrote here at KG5. A comprehensive performance from Lauderdale in the second half has opened up a a big win for the Bombers. 19-15, 129 plays 9-5-59. Bo Downham. It was a fantastic performance from Glenorchy across the opening half, but in the end, Lauderdale just proved to be a little bit too strong.
Yeah, I think experience showed. Lauderdale, they had some really good players back in. Bryce Walsh, he was massive. Siggins again, he's going to have a really good patch of form this year. But you can't fault Glenorchy's effort in the first half. I think they did really well to keep in the game. When other years, probably last year, they would have just kept out and went in their shell a little bit. But you can't blame the effort from Glenorchy, and really good day of football here. Really good day for Glenorchy football in general, I think, Anthony.
Yeah, it was fantastic after such a tough pre-season. Glenorchy stepped up today, and their intent and their endeavour was absolutely outstanding, particularly across the first half. And as you said, they just wrestled a bit of momentum back as you hear the umpires getting a bit of a cheer as they come off the ground. But yeah, Glenorchy will be better for the run. Hopefully they're able to stick fat with this group and really build towards what should be a big season for this young team. Lauderdale, as we said, a couple of those prime movers just really got themselves involved. Hayden Smith, Bryce Walsh, Sam Siggins, Alan Christensen really got busy. Josh McGuinness and Phil Bellchambers too. But in the end, a comprehensive performance from the Lauderdale Football Club. They recorded their first win of the season. They go 1-1, Glenorchy 0-1. Of course, there are two other games across the TSL this afternoon on the AFL Taz YouTube channel. The Blues and the D's from Windsor Park, and the Tigers and the Northern Bombers down at the Twin Ovals. My name is Anthony Osborne. Fantastic to have you in the commentary box today, Bo Downham.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great day, Bill. I couldn't have asked more to have a great partner in you, and great footy being shown all around, great atmosphere from Glenorchy and Lauderdale fans, and getting keen to get back to work next week.
Fantastic. Looking forward to hearing your dulcet tones over the course of the season. Thanks to Ash Wilkes in the studio, Simon DeLittle on the camera. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.